Carter's a 4-year letterman. He's played a lot. He's contributed a lot, and they really count on him in the defensive backfield. He's going to be really important down this stretch run in the playoffs. He plays a little receiver as well. He had a great summer in the weight room and a good showing in 7-on-7. Coaches felt he was poised to have a big year, and it seems to me that he's doing it.
You know, he has improved so much, you know, over the course of the year, and kind of splitting kickoff duties, and you know, he's got the strongest leg, and let's talk about 21 tackles in addition to his kicking duties and everything else.
Exactly. I mean, he's a jack of all trades. You know, there's a lot of players at Heritage Hall when you think back that made plays on the field and also were the kicker. I mean,
Ian,
it's like
Ian, we're going to take a moment right here for the national anthem, and we'll be right back with you here momentarily. Nothing better than the national anthem here at Pop Murray. Boy, I mean, it just gets your blood going right here.
I'm ready to roll. I don't know about you, Justin.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take our first break. We are about 10 minutes here from game time, and we're going to take a break. You are watching Heritage Hall football here on the ChargerVision Network.
Miller Tippins is an award-winning commercial construction company specializing in building relationships. Our mission is to improve the lives of the people we serve. Exceptional work requires an exceptional team. No matter the scale of your project, we are committed to delivering excellence from our owner-driven team with over 100 years of combined experience. Let us be your A-team. Miller Tippins, your champions of commercial construction.
Yeah.
And we're back here at Pop Murray Field. First round playoff action between Heritage Hall and North Rock Creek. We're going to get a quick weather update from the resident meteorologist here for ChargerVision, Colter Gasky. Colter, tell us about the night.
Thanks, guys. And by the way, Justin, I heard you call me a weatherman. I'm a meteorologist. Thank you. Thankfully, you corrected
That's awesome.
yourselves. Anyways, playoffs? You talking about playoffs? Anyways, overused memes aside that I probably used about 10 other times. Currently, it is mid-50s, should be around 54. There's a slight wind out of the south, blowing at 5 miles an hour, so making it feel just a touch bit colder than it actually is. Not really that much because the flag is not even moving right now. And as we go further into the night, should drop down to about 51, maybe even 50 even. Wind chills will drop into the low 40s, so practically a repeat of what we had for Sulphur. Let's hope that the result is also the same. Guys, back to you.
Hey, nothing better, Ian. Thank you so much, Colter, than a 53-degree fall evening here for football.
Man, that's what we call football weather, Justin.
That is football weather. Thank you so much for joining us back here. We're about 8 minutes here from Game Time at Pop Murray. Justin Evans here with Ian Self. We're so excited for Heritage Hall playoff action tonight here at Pop Murray. We're going to get right to it. The Joe Cooper Auto Group. Keys to victory. Ian, come on, tell us how we're going to win this game.
So the first one, we've got to deny number 22, Caleb Hawkins. He is a go-to guy for them. We're going to see a lot of him tonight. They're going to continue to go at him. He's also a pretty good player defensively, plays both ways. Next, we've got to talk in the trenches. The offensive line's got to communicate. North Rock Creek's going to bring a bunch of different fronts. We're going to see a 4-man front. We're going to see a 5-man front. maybe even a 6-man front in there. They kind of mix it up. And then additionally, we've got to get back to fast starts. If you think back to the game that we last called against Sulphur, slow start. Sulphur jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Got to avoid that tonight, and really got to kind of get that good momentum going into the stretch run of the playoffs.
You know, Ian, North Rock Creek is a team that really has only been playing high school football for 4 years now. You know, a school that has been K through 8 for this entire time, and so really stepping up now and playing, you know, coming into Pop Murray is a formidable foe.
Absolutely. I mean, hats off to North Rock Creek. 4 years as a program and only 2 years in the OSSAA because they had to be independent for a few years. So, I mean, to be in the playoffs is a huge achievement for them, and I imagine they're going to come out with nothing to lose. They're going to come out swinging tonight.
And, you know, this is a school that has athletes. You know, we were talking about earlier when we were talking of, you know, 2-time defending softball state championships here at North Rock Creek. And, you know, this year stepping up into, you know, a lot of competition, 5-5 on the year, you know, 4th in their district. But, you know, coming in here and although seemingly even or Ian, they might seemingly be overmatched. Man, this is playoff football.
No doubt. And I imagine you'll see that. I mean, there's probably going to be a little nerves for them, I would imagine. Might see them make a few mistakes early, but also I'd watch out for the trick plays. I mean, like I said earlier, they've got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. You know, we harken back to years ago, OU Boise State,
oh,
right?
Come on.
Were you at that?
I was not, but I watched it, and man, whew,
it was tough. And it was a team that had nothing to lose, right?
Exactly.
Had everything to gain and play and do whatever you need to do to try to win the ball.
And it was a real tough spot for that OU team, and much like playing in a game like this, even though it's the playoffs, I can imagine it can be a tough spot for a team like Heritage Hall. You've been here before. You've got to find a way to get motivated for a game like this.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we've got a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and dive into our starting lineups here for Heritage Hall tonight for the offense.
Starting at tackle, Charlie Gagnabody. Guard, Xavier Freeman. Starting at center, the veteran Grayson Hume. We also have David Griffin playing guard tonight, and at the other tackle, Jack Harris. Tailback, Barrett Travis, who's had a great few weeks. Quarterback, household name, Andy Bass. And fullback, Hillman Brown. Hope to see a lot of him tonight. At receiver, Jordan Harris. At the Y, tight end, Carter Knowles. And at the other receiver, Rashad Smith.
Great offensive production out of this Heritage Hall offense this year, actually averaging now 49.5 points per game. Incredible production.
Unbelievable, and it's really it's a Brett Bogert offense. I mean, it's what you come to expect. You know?
Hey, let's look at that Heritage Hall defensive starting lineup tonight against North Rock Creek.
So the defensive line, a bunch of veterans. You've got Xavier Freeman, Big Mean, Charlie Gagnabody, along with Jack Harris at the other end. And at Bandit, you've got Jordan Harris, Bladen Vogel making his return tonight from injury. And starting at Mike is David Griffin in place of Eddie Johnston. And then you've got Ben Showalter and Rhett Davis. At corner, our feature player of the game, Carter Counts. At safety, again making the start, freshman Terrence Johnson. And at the other corner, Gerard Williams.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it is so good to see Bladen Vogel back in the lineup. He's been out for a number of weeks now, and, boy, he's a guy that can be a difference maker.
It's big. I was talking to defensive coordinator Mark Adams before the game, and he was harping on how big of a return that is for them, and they're hoping to get him back into game shape for this stretch run in the playoffs. So I don't know if I'd expect him to go all 4 quarters tonight, but I think he'll get a considerable amount of run as they kind of get him back into the rhythm of things. And touching on another thing, missing Eddie Johnston tonight. Hope to get him back later on in the playoffs.
Great to see that young man back into the lineup. On the offensive side of the ball, boy, what more can you say about the year Barrett Travis is having so far? Comes into the contest tonight with 83 carries, 700 yards rushing, and, you know, that put him a couple of weeks ago over the 1,000-yard rushing mark for his career here at Heritage.
Oh, man, and he really came on strong a few weeks ago, and, you know, hearing from the coaches, and he said it in his post-game interview as well. The coaches challenged him that week, and he really turned it up, and, you know, he rose to the occasion, which is what you expect from a big-time player like Barrett.
You know, Barrett is absolutely a kid who is, you know, you can look strictly to his work ethic and what he did in the offseason, which has attributed to the success he has had in this campaign.
Absolutely. I think it goes back to him trusting his coaches. I mean, they had a plan for him, and he stuck to it. And when you see the results, that's when it's really rewarding.
Heritage Hall comes in the contest with a record of 10-0, 7-0 in district, 22-game win streak at the time. Coach Bogert in his 9th season, career record 111 wins, 7 losses, 8 state championship, 25 district championships, last 10 district championships and undefeated in those 73 straight. 73 straight, yes, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's what we call winning tradition. I mean, it's this district, they've constantly owned it, and that's what they harp on. I mean, they hang their hat on it for sure.
North Rock Creek comes in as 5-5 overall, 4-3 in district play, and coached by Jason Murray in his fourth season, 11-24 in his career. You know, no state championships, and this is actually the first time that these two programs have ever faced off.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's not a team that our coaches are familiar with. I don't think it's a coach that they've faced off with before, so I think they're really going off film mainly, and it'll be interesting to see how the coaches adjust.
And here we go, Heritage Hall coming onto the field through the new inflatable that we've had this year, Heritage Hall. Minute and 53 seconds left before the start of this game and the kickoff of this game, and Heritage Hall, as you see, wearing the great blue jerseys, white pants, white helmets. Great combination.
Oh, great look. I love the white helmets and that retro cursive, which we have in the end zones as well. Glad the Heritage is kind of going back to that look.
You know, Heritage Hall now a Jumpman school.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know, and we've seen some of those new jerseys or the new uniforms in the last couple of weeks, and I'll tell you what, those are sharp.
Pretty sweet. I think it's going to be exciting to see kind of how that evolves going forward, and I'm excited to see how the basketball team's jerseys look this year. You got to think those will be pretty sweet.
We've got a minute here to game time. We're going to take our last break. You are watching Heritage Hall football right here on the ChargerVision Network.
I'm sure you've heard two is better than one. Well, when it comes to the best new Ram truck deals in Oklahoma, Joe Cooper guarantees it. Get twice the selection, twice the savings, twice the service. We guarantee to beat any deal in a new Ram truck by $500, or we'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 2-1. Who loves you, Oklahoma? Joe Cooper Ram in Shawnee and Yukon.
And we're back. Pop Murray Field, the start of first-round playoff action between your 3A Heritage Hall Chargers and the North Rock Cougars. It looks like North Rock won the toss, won the coin flip with the captains out there, and they have opted to receive the ball and put their offense on the field right away.
Man, Justin, I'm sick of waiting. I'm ready for this one to get started, and it looks like the Charger stands have filled out a little bit. Love to see that.
Great night of football here at Pop Murray. It doesn't get much better. Playoff football here in Oklahoma City, and a familiar sight here on campus at Heritage Hall with playoff football as the kick is off, and that is fielded by an up man. That is number 4 trying to get around to the outside, and that was picked up by J.J. McLean, 6'2", 200-pound running back defensive end.
Here we go. See how the Chargers defense comes out and starts tonight.
So North Rock Creek will get it started. Expected contributors tonight for North Rock Creek. Number 22, Caleb Hawkins, a 6'2", 192-pound junior running back linebacker. Quarterback number 7, Landon Kilo, 6'2", 190-pound junior quarterback. And also number 5, Braden Elson, 5'10", 175-pound junior tight end linebacker. So North Rock Creek here all set to start. First possession of the game here,
wow.
Playoff football. The direct snap, almost in a wildcat formation. Nice, strong run there by the North Rock ball carrier. Trying to get a number right there on that.
That is going to be 22. That's going to be Caleb Hawkins.
There it is, Caleb Hawkins, who just spoke about.
He's got pretty impressive size. I'll give it to him.
There's a few guys on this roster. I was watching, warm-ups that, there's a couple of guys we need to look out for. As you see Hawkins right there in the backfield now, number 22. And he's going to get the direct snap again, try to take it right up the middle. Nice hard run, very close to a first down, and it looks like they are going to have enough for a first down. So first first down of the game for North Rock Creek.
Interesting start here.
Not many people have been super successful against this Heritage Hall defensive line and defense just lining up and running the football. We've seen first 2 plays from North Rock Creek.
They're taking the battle to the trenches, which I got to say I'm a little surprised.
The give is around the right side. No gain or maybe even a loss of 1 on the play. No, it's going to be right at the sticks. North Rock Creek just coming out and trying to run the football here against a very formidable defensive line by Heritage Hall, led by number 72, Charlie Ganiabaldi, number 52, Jack Harris, and of course, Xavier Freeman. Just a stout defensive line right there.
Of course, and just based on these first few plays, it's going to be an important night for this defensive line. They're going to have to play sound, and it's interesting how far back he is in shotgun there on the Wildcat. It's
2nd and 10 here, ball on the 37 to give Hawkins direct snap right again, and a great tackle right there. That's number 22, of course, no other than Carter Counts. It's a guy we talked about.
Future player, making a big play on the edge. I mean, that's exactly what he needs to be doing.
Great pursuit there by Carter Counts. That's going to be no gain on the play, so that's going to bring us up to a 3rd and 10, ball on the 37-yard line early here. First possession, first drive of the first quarter here. Playoff action at Pop Murray Field on the campus of Heritage Hall. The Chargers looking for another state championship run and a very familiar place with them at this point.
Chargers got to stand strong here. It'll be interesting to see if we get a pass here from North Rock Creek or if they stick with the run.
So here we go, 3rd and 10. Hawkins with the direct snap once again, looking for space, running over a defender. This is a good-looking run right there. He is brought down by number 4, Jordan Harris, but not before another first down by the Cougars.
Impressive run by North Rock Creek and impressive work by their offensive line. I mean, you wonder, he drops back there so far. He gets pretty good momentum going downhill. Probably pretty hard to stop at his size.
Caleb Hawkins, a junior, listed at 6'2", 195 pounds, and he's using every one of those 195 pounds right now when he's running this football.
No doubt.
So here we go. It's a first down for North Rock Creek. Ball on the 42-yard line, driving early here in the first quarter. Another direct snap, a high snap. Hawkins fields it, goes right up the middle, lowers his shoulder. He is brought down by Rashad Smith, but not before a gain of about 5 or 6 on the play.
Chargers defense got to buckle down here.
We'll call it 5 yards on the play right here. We have yet to see Landon Kilo really line up at the quarterback position.
Exactly, and I obviously didn't watch North Rock Creek's film, but you wonder what looks they gave on film, if this is kind of something that they're straying away from what they usually do. Or
So 2nd and 5 for the Cougars, ball on the 37-yard line. Give once again, obviously, right there to Caleb Hawkins, and he is wrapped up by Carter Counts, number 22, and also number 52, Jack Harris. So the Charger defensive front and defensive backfield right there, just doing a good job keeping Hawkins under control.
Looks like freshman Terrence Johnson re-entering the game at free safety there.
So that's going to bring us to a 3rd and 4. Let's get loud on the video board.
Big 3rd down here, Justin.
Ball on the 36-yard line, 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Hawkins still with the Wildcat direct snap. He's going to take it right up the middle, just trying to pound that Heritage Hall defense. And that is a good bit of yards on that play. Good, strong run again by Hawkins. And that's going to be good enough for another Cougar first down.
Wow, Chargers given a lot in the middle so far.
I don't know if this was the expected setup or offensively that we expected to see from North Rock Creek, but it's been effective to this point.
My guess is it's a new wrinkle, just because it's not something that was on our scouting report for one.
And we knew in the keys to victory, as the coaches told us, deny the deuces number 22 and then talk in the trenches. So this is a kid that we're going to obviously have to contain, is the direct snap to Hawkins.
And it looks like he snuck a little handoff.
Little handoff, kind of a little cross buck right there, trying to catch the number of the ball carrier for North Rock.
23, Brody Grace.
Brody Grace on that one right there. So that's a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9, ball on the 30-yard line. North Rock Creek trying to threaten here on their first drive of the game.
Chargers got to stand strong here. We got to get them in a 3rd and long situation. We've had them in a few 3rd and 5s, and they've just run it up the middle and got it. So got to try and force them into a passing situation here.
Hawkins remains at quarterback in the Wildcat position. Snap back to him, running to his right. Looks like he's going to throw the ball right here. Finds a receiver out open on the flats, and that receiver is number 4, J.J. McClain. That pass is good, and that's also going to be good for another Cougar first down.
God, tough break. And there I was saying get him in a passing situation, and there they go throwing it. But, wow.
Impressive first drive. This is going to be a timeout, Heritage Hall. 1st and 10, ball now on the 12-yard line. The Cougars have taken it from the opening kick and driven down inside the 20-yard line, the red zone in Charger territory. Coach Bogert taking the timeout right here, and we're going to take a timeout, and we're going to thank Metro Mark Real Estate for their sponsorship this season. Established in 1978, Metro Mark is a pillar of the Oklahoma real estate community. Visit MetroMarkRealEstate.com to connect with an agent today. Metro Mark Real Estate, helping you buy and sell with confidence.
ChargerVision would also like to thank another great sponsor, 9th Street Barking Lot, for their support. Visit them online at 9thstreetbarkinglot.com to schedule your Bark Bus pickup from the Heritage Hall campus. Coach Kyle Gillum looks forward to spoiling your pups at his first-class facility there in downtown Oklahoma City. 9th Street Barking Lot, home of the Bark Bus. Shout out Kyle Gillum, man.
Well, I'll tell you this, Ian. I don't know if we've even caught our breath here from the opening kickoff, and North Rock Creek has just ran it right down the field to this point.
What a wild first drive, and really old school from them, just taking the attack right to the middle of Heritage's defense, running in the trenches. I don't think we've seen them run outside the tackles yet.
It has been all Caleb Hawkins right now for the Cougars as we're looking at a 1st and 10, ball on the 12-yard line, 6 minutes, 37 seconds left here in the first quarter. Caleb Hawkins still in the Wildcat, taking it up the middle, and he is hit hard by the entire Heritage Hall defense pretty much.
Hey, rally into the football.
Is there any way you can split we know we have half tackles. Is there any way you can split it 11 ways?
Everybody gets .1 tackle.
Everybody gets .1 on that. That's exactly right. Very stout defense right there. Gain of 1 on the play, so that's going to be 2nd and 9 here for the Cougar offense, working to try to get in the end zone on the opening drive of the game, and Hawkins is hit initially right there, slips away from the tackle, picks up a couple of yards, and that's going to leave us with about a 3rd and 4 right now, and we have an injured player on the field. We're attempting to get a number right there. We do, hope the very best right now.
I can't quite tell who it is.
So that's going to be a 3rd and 4 as they tend to the injured Charger on the field as they've got him roll out. Great medical staff here at Heritage Hall. I mean, the best care that you could possibly get.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the best of the best, and it's who you'd want caring for your child, I would say. Saw a few injuries in my time here. Obviously, you hate to see them, but they were always in pretty good care.
Absolutely.
I think this is Charlie Ganyabadi down here.
That is Charlie Ganyabadi. That's one of the toughest kids on that defense, and you see him walking off under his own power right there, which is exactly what we want to see. And I will tell you, that is a kid that, if there's any way at all that he's going to continue to compete in this game, he will be out.
He will find a way if he can, no doubt.
So Charlie's getting off on his own accord, and that's a very good news right there. So week 3 final high school AP poll, Lincoln Christian ends up jumping Heritage there at the final week. Lincoln Christian number 1, your Heritage Hall Chargers number 2, and working to defend that state title and getting their hands full right now on a 3rd and 4, ball on the 6-yard line for North Rock Creek. It's Hawkins taking it right up the middle, and he is met by a very
short,
angry Jack Harris.
That was big. Hey, he's doing that for Charlie, I think.
There you go. So Jack Harrison with a great tackle on the play, and that's going to bring us up to a 4th and 3. Big decision right here for North Rock Creek. Do you take points in the field goal, or do you go ahead and go for it right now?
If I'm North Rock Creek, I go for it. But that's just because we were talking about before the game. You don't have anything to lose.
Looks like this is going to be a timeout by North Rock Creek to talk about it. And, looking at this game from North Rock Creek's perspective, this is not a game that field goals are going to win.
Exactly. They're going to need to score when they have the opportunity if they want a shot. And so that's why if I'm them, I go for it.
We've got a scoring update right there, Ian.
Oh, and it looks like Berry Hill is leading Verdigris in the first quarter. And for those at home who aren't aware, the winner of this game between Heritage Hall and North Rock Creek plays the winner of Berry Hill Verdigris.
So we will be updating. There's the bracket right there. You'll see Heritage Hall on the top side of that right bracket playing North Rock Creek. We'll get the winner of Berry Hill and Verdigris. Also on the other side, on the same side of the bracket, on the bottom half, Cassia Hall, Stigler, Metro Christian, and Marlowe. And we will be updating you on all of those scores throughout the night. Big night of playoff football here.
Absolutely. I think that Metro Christian Marlowe game will certainly be one to watch. I mean, you look back to last week, we had a dogfight with Marlowe. And Metro Christian, we're familiar with them. We played them in the state championship last year. Took home yet another gold ball, I might add.
Boy, that was quite a ball game.
It was a fun evening. Cold evening, but fun evening.
If you like offensive football, that was one of them. And it looks like North Rock Creek looks like they're going to go for it, set up in a different formation, direct snap to Hawkins. He's going to fake it. He's going to throw it, and it is picked up at the goal line, and it is downed for the touchback.
What a play.
Defensive stand right there. Nice little trick play that they lined up the whole team on the other side. Hawkins got it as if he was going to carry it around the end, and then ended up throwing it. And tell me who that was.
I think that was Terrence Johnson.
That was
number 82.
Terrence Johnson on the interception.
What a play.
Great interception. Great stand initially right here by this Heritage Hall defense.
Terrence Johnson, the freshman, he will remember that for a long time. Made a big play with one hand, too. Ball was behind him. That's a big-time play in the playoffs. Look at he puts on the turnover chain. You love that.
Love it right there. Love it right there. So Heritage Hall is going to take over on their own 20. First and 10, 5 minutes, 19 seconds left. A long drive by North Rock Creek. And the give is to Barrett Travis around the end. And there looks like there might be a flag on this play. I thought initially the defender got into Barrett Travis's face mask, but apparently
it sure looks like it to me.
It did. Maybe grabbed a jersey right there or something, but a nice gain right there by Travis moving the chain. So Barrett continuing on what he's established week after week so far.
No doubt, and I imagine we're going to go back to him early and often tonight.
So here we are, first down, Heritage Hall, ball on the 31. You notice we've got a different quarterback in for the first possession, for the first drive of this game.
It is Walker Nelson, number 18.
Walker Nelson in, number 18, throwing a pass right out of the gate. And that pass was completed to Jordan Harris. And that's going to be a pickup of about 9 on the play, bringing us to a 2nd and 1, ball on the 40.
That's big. Interesting little wrinkle there with Walker Nelson in.
I believe we'll see Andy Bass on possession number 2.
In fact, we already see him. I think it might have been for the seniors. I think that was what they were doing there.
There we go. Walker. There's Barrett Travis with the direct snap, the Wildcat. The give is to Jordan Harris. He's getting on the outside. Forget about it.
There he goes.
Yo! That was a great bit of tackling right there by number 22, of course, Caleb Hawkins. And, boy, he caught a very speedy.
I've got to apologize to Jordan.
Harris
I've got to apologize to Jordan. I said there he goes. I jinxed him there. I thought he was gone.
Well, I jumped on your bandwagon, Ian, because I said there, forget about it. We had already we've seen this kid get into the open field, and unless you have a great angle on him, you're not catching him. So great play by Heritage Hall. Ball on the 23-yard line, 1st and 10, answering the long drive from the Cougars. Nelson Walker in at quarterback again. The give is to Harris, trying to get outside, making a nice little move. Good tackle right there by number 20, Calvin Bray, for the Cougars, but that's good enough for another Heritage Hall first down, and that's going to bring us 1st and goal.
Chargers spreading it out, trying to really challenge them on the edge, and it's working so far.
So Walker Nelson so far all the way on this first drive at quarterback, and now we see number 7, Andy Bass, come into the game.
There he is.
We also have Walker Nelson in the game as well, so Coach Bogert just bringing it out here in the playoffs.
Interesting. Oh, this is interesting.
So it looks like Andy Bass is lined up at tailback, Walker Nelson up under center. The pitch is to Bass getting around the outside, and I'll tell you what, I'm not going to call it this time, but now I'm going to call it. That's pay dirt. Touchdown here at the top.
That's a nice play there.
That's a great play. Great wrinkles on this first drive, and I'll tell you what, North Rock didn't know what to do.
No. Hey, get a guy like Andy Bass the ball in space, and good things are going to happen.
Good stuff. So that's probably, I can't verify this, but possibly the first touchdown of Andy Bass from the tailback position this year. And he only has 18 touchdowns rushing and a whole lot more passing.
Of course, it's added another one to the list, Justin.
So here we are, Cal Welker in for the point after conversion. Great answer to a long drive from North Rock Creek by this Charger offense, and in a spectacular fashion as well. Some things that we haven't seen before, and Walker Nelson in there for that entire drive. So, Coach Bogert, you never rule him out from anything.
Good composure there from Walker.
So we've got 3 minutes. We're awaiting the point after conversion. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 6-0 at the moment. We're trying to figure out. We've got some different alignment things going on here as we await the extra point as the referee picks up the penalty flag. It looks like there's going to be marked off 5 yards here for a procedure penalty or possibly an illegal substitution. Great answer by Heritage Hall right there.
And it looks like we're doing some Charger revision here for you folks, showing this rushing touchdown for Andy Bass.
And they fake the extra point, and the ball is thrown up. The two-point conversion is no good. It is picked off at the goal line by number 21 for North Rock Creek. That's Memphis Burdine, probably the best name in the game tonight.
That is the best name in the game tonight, no doubt. Great play by Memphis there.
So the extra point attempt is no good by the Chargers, still leading by the score of 6-0 here late in the first quarter. Hey, ChargerVision would like to thank Stanley's Graduation, offering Jostens products and conveniently located in Edmond for all of your high school grad needs. Class rings, letter jackets, announcements, and championship rings. Celebrating moments that matter, Stanley's Graduation Service. Hey, call or text them at 405-607-4343 or visit them at jostens.com.
There we go, and it looks like we might be running a little Charger revision on the screen. Is that right, Price?
Here we are right here.
Okay.
Love the Charger fight song that we play after every touchdown, and, we just need to get some push-ups going again. I don't know if the cheerleaders still do the leg kicks after years and years of doing about 1,000 leg kicks a game.
Hell, I remember when I was a senior, the moms got up and were doing the leg kicks with the cheerleaders. It was hilarious.
You begin to feel for the cheerleaders
because
no doubt. They were having to do this
no doubt.
much with so many points scored.
And here we go with the Charger revision, this running cut. Look at the block by Rashad Smith there. You just love to see it.
Nandy Bass, you get him out on the outside, he's either going to beat you with his legs, he's going to beat you with his physicality, or he's just going to lower his shoulder and run right over you.
No doubt. And, maybe give him a little sneak peek of what Andy Bass looks like at the next level as well. Maybe get him the ball in the backfield a little bit. I also want to give a little credit on the block there, number 34, Rhett Davis. Good block there.
Excellent job all around by this Heritage Hall offense. 3 minutes left here in the first quarter, leading by the score of 6-0. If you're just joining us, one possession each team. North Rock Creek drove it all the way down the field, threw an interception at the goal line, and Heritage Hall took the ensuing possession, took it down the field, and put it in the end zone for a score of 6-0 as the kick comes in short. The ball is returned to approximately about the 22-yard line where North Rock Creek will start their second possession of the game.
It'll be interesting to see how the Heritage defense responds here. Obviously, North Rock Creek had a lot of success on the last drive.
North Rock Creek just lining up number 22, Caleb Hawkins, 6'2", 195-pound junior, and just attempted to run the ball right at Heritage Hall and found a lot of success on the first drive.
And a quick change for the Chargers defensive line. It looks like they moved Xavier Freeman to nose and brought in Hillman Brown at the other defensive end.
Hillman Brown in. This is a 1st and 10, ball on the 23-yard line for North Rock Creek. Doing much of the same as what we saw in the first drive. Short gain right there by Hawkins as he's met rudely by number 24, and that was Graham Murphy, looks like, the initial tackler on that play.
3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Heritage Hall, the defense that is giving up 17 points a game, only giving up 178 points all year. A very stout defense that has really come into its own throughout the course of the year.
No doubt, and I think they've been tested, which is big, especially as we go into this stretch run. They've seen a lot of looks this year, and I think that'll help them.
And the quarterback in, and the fumble fakes. The snap is fumbled, and that was by number 7, Landon Kelo, who was listed as their quarterback. Scoop and score. Number 4, Jordan Harris. Yes, you got it. That's pay dirt. Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
That was awesome. Hey, big-time players in the right spot at the right time, and he executes.
Just like that, the tide turns as we get a defensive scoop and score by number 4, Jordan Harris, who has seen plenty of time in the end zone this year for this team.
You know, big jolt for the Chargers. I mean, North Rock Creek has some success on that first drive, and Chargers respond. 2 takeaways already. Great start to the playoffs, Justin.
I believe that was the first play in for number 7, Landy Kilo, the 6'2", 190-pound junior quarterback. As the snap goes to Bass, he finds a receiver out in the end. The ball is thrown a little wide to Rashad Smith, so the extra point is no good, extending the score to 12-0 right now. Heritage Hall leading. We've got a great review here. Here's the instant replay. As you see, the ball is just scoop and scored. Nobody in front of Jordan Harris. He has ball in hand. He has green in front of him, and he knows what to do with it.
You know, he's made a lot of plays today. I mean, that reverse early that he took about 30 or 40 yards almost to the house. I mean, sounds like it's going to be one of those nights for Jordan Harris. I can't say I'm surprised.
Jordan Harris on the year, he has 9 touchdowns as on the receiving side of the ball, and then also I'm looking at his tackle totals. Of course, he leads the team in tackles at 72.
No surprise there, and you know, big for a corner. I mean, he's out there being active in run support. He's not a guy who's going to shy away from it. He's going to go to the contact.
And he's a guy in the defensive secondary that, 72 tackles, good number, but 35 of those were solo tackles. We're talking making tackles in the open field, which is very difficult.
No doubt, and it's big for our team. I mean, missed tackles, they lead to bad things, and he does not let that happen.
So Heritage Hall with the defensive score right there. 12-0, 2 minutes, 42 seconds left here in the opening quarter. We've got an exciting ball game already. First round playoff action here at Pop Murray Field on the campus of Heritage Hall. North Rock Creek Cougars coming in at 5-5. Short squib kick taken by the upback. That is number 4, J.J. McClain, and he is hit hard. Rashad Smith says, no, I don't think so.
That was impressive. I mean, another open field tackle.
So Heritage Hall will take over. We'll start another defensive series. North Rock Creek will take over on offense at approximately the 26-yard line. 2.5 minutes left here in the first quarter of action.
A little update from Tulsa. Stigler leads Cassia Hall 7-0. And it looks like Marlowe's taking an early lead over Metro Christian.
Wow, a lot of great playoff action going on around the entire state of Oklahoma. Impactful games here on our side of the bracket in the playoffs.
No doubt, it'll certainly be one that we're paying attention to. Of course, the team they're focused on this game and then moving on to next week.
So after a couple of plays with Kilo in the backfield as quarterback, North Rock Creek goes back to the Wildcat with Caleb Hawkins. Kilo still in there, throwing a pass deep. The pass is out there, had a receiver. Great coverage right there by Gerard Williams, knocking the ball down for an incompletion.
And, man, Justin, it looked like he almost picked that off.
I thought it was coming back the other way. There's no doubt about it. So this is going to be a 3rd and 10, ball at the 26-yard line. Heritage Hall looking to get another quick stop and a 3-and-out here on this Cougar offense.
After a little bit of shakiness early, it seems like Chargers have kind of gained their footing and they're getting comfortable.
Kilo's still in at quarterback, 22. Caleb Hawkins at running back. Kilo with the ball in hand, rolling out to his right. We've got a flag coming in. Great open field tackle right there by number 62 for the Hall, and that was David Griffin. Good to see David Griffin getting out there.
David, he's really came up big whenever there's been injuries. I remember last year when Grayson Hume went down, David Griffin came in and played a lot of center. He's a guy that answers the call, works really hard. Reminds me a lot of another Griffin that I played with, Jack Griffin. That guy was hard-nosed.
The indication is holding on the play, and so that penalty is going to be declined, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for North Rock Creek here at the 27-yard line.
And a quick update, looks like Cassia has tied the game against Stigler, 7-7.
Great job right there of updating. Thank you, Price. Throwing up all of the scores as we keep an eye on all of the games across the state that it will impact the drive to the goal ball here for your Heritage Hall Chargers. That ball is fielded. Oh, and a nice return, nice spin move right there by Terrence Johnson, and a great return. And we're going to be on the positive side of the field starting our next drive here at the North Rock Creek 36-yard line.
Chargers are looking to strike real quick here.
Ball returned to the
Here we go. We saw, if you just joined us in that first possession, that first drive, we saw so many little trickeries and little wrinkles that Coach Bogert put in. Looks a little bit more traditional, but we still have Walker Nelson in at quarterback, under center, pitching to Andy Bass, who looks like he's going to throw it back to Nelson. Wide open, and a nice play. And that is another first down to the 15-yard line with Walker Nelson under center, pitching in on a sweep to Andy Bass, and then the throwback to Nelson on the opposite side of the field. Wow, we haven't even seen this year one time.
That's got to be a memorable moment for Walker Nelson right there. The senior to senior pass there. That's got to be pretty big.
Excellent job. And what we've always known about this Heritage Hall team, and over the years we've heard this, it's impossible. Oh, we've got a flag on the play. I must have missed that. We have an ineligible man downfield. We missed that when we were so excited about all of this trickery that we forgot to watch the game.
That's what we deserve. We were getting real excited in here.
I think Ian and I were jumping up and high-fiving. I think we chest bumped at one point, and then we forgot that we had a ball game to watch. So that's going to negate the gain on the play. It's going to be first down. Walker Nelson still in, rolling to his right, finding Rashad Smith, trying to get back to the middle. Great job breaking first tackle, trying to get away from the second tackle by Rashad Smith. Picks up about 6 yards on the play.
Nice little play design there.
You know, I was going back to my point. You always heard it was so hard to scout Heritage Hall because they would bring in a whole new defense or a whole new offense every week.
Exactly. There was always a new install, and even Mark Adams, he'd bring in a lot of defensive wrinkles mid-season.
And we're seeing that right now. Andy Bassett, quarterback, the fake handoff to Barrett Travis, looking to his right, looking deep. He's got Rashad Smith open, and the ball is, out of bounds, just a little wide. Rashad Smith ends up belly first right there on the track.
Ooh, that couldn't have felt good.
So that's going to bring us to a 3rd and 9, ball on the 35-yard line. Heritage Hall trying to add to an early 12-0 lead here in the first quarter, showing a lot of wrinkles. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, Justin. Chargers getting aggressive early, though.
Trying their hand deep right there. Rashad Smith, after the tumble, they're on the track, back, ready, set in the offense to run this play. Andy Bass back at quarterback. Barrett Travis in the backfield. The fake is to Travis. Looking for Smith once again, and that's buzzed right off of Smith's hands. It was delivered nice by Bass, maybe a little bit high, but that's a ball that I think Rashad would tell you he would like that.
No doubt about that. Rashad definitely wants that one back, and I think he'll respond. Well, I bet we go right back to him here pretty quick.
So here we go, ball 4th and 9, ball on the 35-yard line. We've talked all year long and all career long for Coach Bogert. This is a coach that is not afraid to go for it. It is always 4-down territory. Heritage Hall lines up to go for it here on 4th down, ball on the 35-yard line. Bass dropping back, getting a little pressure, and that was a great defensive right there by J.J. McClain, beating his blocker and getting to Bass for the sack and the turnover on downs.
Impressive there. It looked like maybe a bust by the offensive line, and they took advantage of it.
North Rock Creek with the big stop right there on the high-powered, high-flying Heritage Hall offense. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Ball on the 41-yard line. 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. Update, Marlowe takes a 14-0 lead, on Metro Christian there in the second quarter. So Marlowe, who have obviously played us very tough. And there's a give to Hawkins right up the middle. He breaks through the defensive front. He is all the way into the end zone, virtually untouched, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Cougars on a nice run of 59 yards there for number 22, Caleb Hawkins.
Tough letdown there for the Chargers defense, but they're going to have a short memory like they have recently. They've had some adversity lately, so I expect them to respond.
This is what happens a lot of time in playoff football. You talk about a quick turn of events, right? You've got an offense that's going down and a turnover on downs, and then the very next play, a nice athletic kid who has done a lot of damage so far gets free.
Some wild ranges of emotions here in the first quarter, Justin.
So 12-6, the extra point is up. It is low, but it is good. It sneaks its way over the crossbar. So just like that, North Rock Creek is on the board now with a score of 12-7 with 27 seconds left here in the first quarter. Charger fans, 3 Points Land is proud to support the Chargers, and the Chargers are proud to have them on our team. 3 Points Land is leading the industry in land services for energy innovation. Visit 3pointsland.com to learn more.
And Charger Palm, they placed 7th at Game Day Regionals last week to qualify for state, which took place earlier today at Moore High School. The girls had an awesome first routine to make the first cut as the top 6. After their final performance, they earned a 5th place finish. Coach Chard and the girls get ready for the Oklahoma State Dance Team Directors Association state meet on December 8th. Congrats to Charger Palm.
North Rock Creek came in making the playoffs by going 5-5 overall, 4-3 in district play with losses to McLeod, Metro Christian, and Perkins. 2 of those teams in the playoff action as well. So this is a North Rock Creek team that they have some losses. They have some losses early on the year, but then their other losses have been to some quality opponents.
No doubt. And once again, I mean, for them to be 5-5, I mean, you talk about teams that have only been around for a few years. Usually they're going to have real lopsided records, and North Rock Creek seems to be competitive.
Heritage Hall 12, North Rock Creek 7. Here's the kickoff, first quarter action. The kick goes, and it is thrown back to
looks like Jordan Harris.
Excuse me. Thrown back to Jordan Harris. Boy, Heritage Hall throwing out all the stops today.
No doubt. No shortage of wrinkles today.
So that is good. So that was Gerard Williams that got the initial kick. They received the initial kick going off to the right, throwing it back to Jordan Harris, who took it out to about the 41-yard line here. And so Heritage Hall will start their possession with 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter, leading the game by the score of 12-7 here. Andy Bass back at quarterback. Barrett Travis in motion, and that ball is just thrown wide to Travis. Have to get on it. That was not a backward pass. We saw that at Marlowe last week.
Ooh,
I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see that.
Yeah, a little backward pass that accounted for a Marlowe touchdown.
Oh.
So, boy, that's one of those that you never know what's going to be called. So you just have to jump on it and make sure.
No doubt.
So that's going to be 2nd and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. Heritage Hall trying to drive it down the field, put some more points on the board here. Early in this ball game, Barrett Travis in motion again. Faked by Bass. Bass trying to get out to the outside. Nice little game by Bass. It's going to come up short, obviously, of the first down. So that's going to bring us to about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 right here.
That's one thing you notice about the Heritage offense. I mean, if they need 6 or 7 yards, just give the ball to Bass and have him run off tackle, and boom.
And the clock has struck 0 here in the first quarter. Heritage Hall leads by the score of 12-7. You are watching Heritage Hall football right here on the ChargerVision Network.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
And we're back. Second quarter action upcoming here at the Pop campus of Heritage Hall High School. Boy, Ian, what a first quarter.
My gosh. I mean, a lot of, like I said earlier, big range of emotions. I mean, they had some, North Rock Creek had a lot of success on the ground early, attacked us in the trenches, and here we go. I mean, weird look from North Rock Creek here. 2 down linemen.
Here it is, 3rd and 3, Heritage Hall. Barrett Travis in motion. The pass is deflected and knocked down by number 4, J.J. McLean, and that's going to bring up another 4th down decision here for Heritage Hall and Coach Bogert with the ball sitting on the Heritage Hall 48-yard line.
I know they got stopped on the last one, but I think you got to go for it again here, Justin.
Coach Bogert, no stranger to going for it on 4th down. A high-powered offense averaging 49.5 points per game, a defense giving up 17. Yeah, you take your chances.
I think so, too, and you just got to be aggressive.
So here it is, two in the backfield with Andy Bass as Barrett Travis And I believe that is Davis as well. I'm sorry, that was number 9, Bass trying to get around the outside. He hits a little crease, sneaks through there. There for a second, it looked like he was going to be bottled up, but that's going to be a first down. Heritage Hall on the Andy Bass carry.
Real patient run by Andy there. He's running to the left and just waiting for that hole to open up. And once it opens up, he shoots right through it and goes.
That was Hillman Brown in the backfield with Barrett Travis and Andy Bass. And now it looks like we've got Rashad Smith that's going to line up in the backfield with Travis and Bass, and then Bass now splitting out to the wide out. Bass in motion, the direct snap to Rashad Smith. I don't know what was about to happen right there, but I'll tell you what, it was blown dead. Boy, I hate that because this was about to be something good.
Oh, Dan, and then you're not going to run it again.
We had Andy Bass, the quarterback, split out to the wide receiver to the top side of the field. The direct snap to Rashad Smith, who was pitching the ball back to Andy Bass going the other direction, but all of it's going to not matter because that was a false start on Heritage.
Tough.
So, Coach Bogert and the entire offensive staff bringing all that they have right now as Boston Fuller, number 1, enters the game at wide receiver. And it looks like we're going to have the exact same setup that we had on the last play. Bass wide out, Bass in motion. The give is fake to Bass. It is given to Barrett Travis, who's been up the middle. Barrett Travis breaking free, trying to break free. You're not going to get him. That is pay dirt. Touchdown, Heritage Hall on a 52-yard touchdown run
and what a
by
play,
Barrett Travis.
What a play, Justin. They run the play before with the reverse to Andy Bass. Looked like it was going to be a pass from him, and they come out after that false start. They give the same look, but they fake it and run it to Barrett Travis the other way. I mean, what a call by Brett Bogert there.
Unbelievable.
What a call.
You are so right, Ian. That play looked exactly like the play before, but instead of going to Bass on the reverse, it's just to Barrett Travis. And Barrett Travis does what Barrett Travis has been doing for the last 3 weeks.
And, maybe it has a little something to do with us being in the building, Justin.
I think it is. If you ask him, I think that's what he's going to say.
Yeah.
If you ask the Travis family, I think they will attribute that to us.
What a play. He's been playing his tail off the last few weeks.
So Heritage bringing all the stops. Andy Bass back in the traditional offense right now just takes it himself right up the middle, untouched for the 2-point conversion. So here we are, just like that. You just saw the quick strike ability as we have the replay right here. The fake to Bass, the give to Barrett Travis right up the middle. Travis finds a little seam thinking that he's going to get caught right here, but he says, no, sir.
What a play by 2.
Barrett Travis said, did you see me in the weight room this summer? You're not catching me, man.
No, sir.
You're not catching me, man. He's got a nose for the end zone this year.
And he's tough to bring down. He runs hard, man.
Shifty. He showed some shiftiness. The last time we were in this booth and Barrett Travis was our player of the game, we saw some jump stops. We saw him truck probably the best run of the year we saw so far.
We about lost our minds in this booth, Justin.
And I listened to that game again, and we both went ballistic.
And it's one of those things where it's having him play the way he's played this year is so big for this team because you got a guy like Andy Bass, everyone's keying on him. And you look at that first half against Sulphur, they were really keen on Andy Bass, and what did we do? We went to Barrett Travis, and he made play after play after play. He has been a huge piece of this team this year.
And you have seen the quick strike ability again right there at Barrett Travis as Heritage Hall extends this lead here early in the second quarter to the score of 20-7. Boy, this Heritage Club is going to be a formidable foe. I mean, they've been formidable all year long, but it looks like, boy, this offense is starting to really click.
Once they start humming, it's a train that ain't stopping.
And here's the kick. Kicking, of course, for Heritage Hall. Bo Butler. Kick comes up short, and he is hit hard. There's Rashad Smith leading the tackle right there. Oh, and that ball is stripped, and it comes out, but it looks like forward progress has already been called. So great coverage there, right there by the Heritage Hall kick team.
Quick update from Tulsa. Cascia leading Stigler 13-7. And Berry Hill and Verdigris still locked at 7-0.
Once again, Heritage Hall, assuming we could get out of this game unscathed, would face the winner of Berry Hill and Verdigris next week in playoff action round 2. We got to finish this one first, though. The give is to Crawford right over the right side, and he is hit hard. No gain on the play. Great job there we've called his name a couple of times right there, Graham Murphy.
Whew. He came downhill quick there.
Great job by the Heritage Hall defense. Loss of 2 yards on the play, so this is going to be 2nd and 12 with the ball at the 25-yard line for the Cougars.
You know, Justin, one thing I've noticed is this Chargers team's really responded in run support the last few drives after really giving up quite a few yards early.
Landon Kilo still back at quarterback. The throw is out to Memphis Burdine.
They just rally to the football.
And he is hit. And where he is right there, number 22, Carter Counts, also on the play. There he is, number 6, Bladen Vogel.
Back from injury.
Back from injury after a number of weeks. And so that is Heritage Hall defense rallying to the ball.
You know, that's big, and the coaches were saying it before the game. That's big having him back, just more depth on defense, and we need it.
The 3rd down bell is ringing on the video board, which means it's a 3rd and 16 for the Cougars right here. Ball on the 21-yard line. Under 10 minutes here before the half. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 20-7. Kilo drops back, looking for a screen pass. He is pressured by Jordan Harris. Big pressure, and he has to throw it away and just get rid of it. So just like that, that's going to bring us to a 4th and 16 with the ball on the 21-yard line and a punting situation for the Cougars.
Jordan Harris, once again, seems to find himself involved in just about every notable play.
Heritage Hall just pinning their ears back right now on this North Rock Creek offense. And North Rock Creek came out in the first few drives, and it was nothing but Caleb Hawkins. Since then, we haven't seen a lot of that.
No doubt, and they brought their quarterback in. They brought 7
That was, I believe, Landon Kilo.
Sorry about that, Landon. They brought him in and kind of changed the look up, and maybe Heritage made some adjustments to that Wildcat offense, but they've kind of stymied him so far.
Terrence Johnson to receive the punt, bobbled it, no fair catch called. I don't know if he fooled himself right there.
He kind of paused there for a second.
But then realized, hold on a second, I've got the ball in my hands and I didn't call a fair catch, so let's go the opposite direction and let's get some yards. So a good fielding right there by Terrence Johnson. And Heritage Hall, leading by the score of 20-7, is going to take over once again at their own, it looks like 44-yard line.
It looks like we've got a flag on the near sideline here.
Looks like we're going to have a clipping or a block in the back right here from the illegal block in the back. That's what it's going to be. Mr. Stillman here next to us was giving us the indication well before any official did. But like we've always said, if Luke Stillman tells you what happened, it's gold.
Oh, no doubt.
It's gold, baby. You just go ahead and announce it and you talk about it because that's the real deal.
He's the master of ChargerVision, man. He's been running this show for a while.
He sees things none of us sees, right? So this is going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 34 following the mark-off on the penalty. The snap to Bass, giving it to Barrett Travis over the edge. Small gain on the play. You know, it's pretty good when you say small gain and it's 4 yards.
Exactly. I mean, 4 yards of carry, I'll take that all day long. And, you know, there's plenty of plays where look at that 59-yard run by Barrett Travis on the drive before.
So Heritage Hall looking to add to an early 13-point lead right here in the first half. First round playoff action. It's always great when we get to playoff action. This is what you play for all of those times, all of those practices and everything. This is exactly what you play for.
Wow, Marlowe jumping out to a big lead on Metro Christian.
How about that? You know, we talked about that earlier, and that we thought that could be the case, possibly after seeing Marlowe in this house last week.
Marlowe, and, you know, that's what it takes, man. They're getting hot at the right time.
Got another flag on the play. If you didn't catch that Marlowe game here last week on ChargerVision, you know, Charger fans, boy, that was, Heritage Hall, it took us till 48 seconds left in that game to gain the lead and to capture that victory. And,
you know, sometimes you just got to find a way to win, and good teams do that.
Great team Marlowe looked like, so that's not surprising at all with Metro. So this is going to be a 2nd and 11. He found Davis across the middle, running free, wide open. That was Rhett Davis. Boy, sometimes when you have a lot of green in front of you like that, you just like to kind of look ahead and see the kind of yardage you're going to take.
He had some real estate in front of him there.
So great play right there. It'll happen. You know, we saw Rhett a few weeks ago have a couple of great receptions when we were calling the Sulphur game. So a weapon that's really emerged this year for this Heritage Hall offense.
No, I think you scheme him open and he can make some plays for you.
So here we go, 3rd and 11. Bass dropping back, looking a little bit deep. Hits Jordan Harris on the outside near the sidelines. Are we going to have enough? Oh, yes, sir. It is right at the sticks. Are they going to measure this? We don't see an indication yet. White hat coming in to look down the line and make the official indication, and we are actually going to get a measurement.
Wow. And I think we were talking last time, Dusty. It's not every day you get a measurement.
Not anymore. Not anymore. As Cassia Hall has added to the lead over Stigler by the score of 19-7 left in the second quarter. So all kinds of great games happening across the state of Oklahoma as the chain gang here at Heritage Hall makes their way across the field. It's a long run. That's a 50-yard. That's a 50-yarder right
no
there.
doubt.
So we're going to see. I'm going to call it. What are you going to call it, Ian? Wow, look at ChargerVision right here.
Oh, my gosh.
How about a look at that? You know, this ChargerVision.
First down.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's
is
pretty
first down
awesome.
by half a football right
That's
there.
pretty
Great
awesome.
camera work by the ChargerVision crew.
Not every day you get a down-the-line view like that on your high school broadcast. That's
Coulter
pretty cool.
Gasky with on a knee right there at the sticks. So great job right there. That's going to be a first down. Heritage Hall, ball on the 44-yard line.
Colt's a real jack of all trades. Not only is he a great cameraman, he's also a budding meteorologist.
Meteorologist, cameraman, you just ask him what he wants to do, and he's going to do it.
Absolutely.
You know? So here we go. Andy Bass, we've got Barrett Travis in the backfield once again to give. It's Travis right up the middle. He's going to just turn on the Jets and see if he can beat a defender. And Barrett Jackson, not Barrett Jackson. Yeah.
Barrett Travis.
Barrett Travis, all the way down to the 22-yard line of the Cougars, just to hand it to him and go right up the middle.
Man, he is running tough tonight.
And here he is again. That ball is that play is blown dead. Don't know if we had everybody set on the line. We might be getting a false start right here on the Heritage offense. I got so excited I called him a car auction company. I'm sure now that that's been broken, it's going to happen a few more times.
It's all good. It's a fair mix-up.
So Barrett Travis with the big run. Now they're down to the 22-yard line as the officials have a conversation of the stoppage of play right here. 8 minutes, 14 seconds left in the second quarter before the halftime. As we'll get, that looks like it was a penalty on the Cougars. 5-yard penalty moves us a little bit closer. Now down to the 17-yard line. 1st and 5 now for the Heritage Hall offense. The give is to Travis, trying to get around the right side. Cutting back to the middle.
Oh.
Tater, that's touchdown
There
Heritage
he
Hall.
goes.
Just like that, Barrett Travis's second touchdown of the night.
Man, he is really hitting his stride at this time of the year.
Barrett Travis has become such a weapon for this offense because you're right. Teams are lining up trying to just key on Bass, and Barrett Travis. Boy.
And now you got to wonder. I mean, it's been on film for a few weeks. Him just going off. I mean, got to think teams are gonna be hip to that going forward.
So Heritage Hall extending the lead right now with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Now leading by the score of 26-7, and just an offensive explosion as the kick is up. And it is good by Cal Welker, number 12, 27-7. And here's a replay of that play. That is just give it to Barrett Travis. Barrett Travis, get outside, outrun somebody, cut back, run over somebody if you need to. But, whatever you do, just go score.
Man, what an impressive player.
So Barrett Travis once again with the touchdown, 27-7. Here midway through the second quarter for Heritage Hall, and we would like to give a big shout out to sponsor Hanson Aesthetics, OKC's leading medical spa, offering beauty your way with all of the latest non-surgical aesthetic treatments. Visit them at beautyyourwayok.com to schedule your appointment today.
And ChargerVision would also like to thank Hayes Legal Solution for their support. HLS primarily handles high net worth divorces, real estate, renewable energy lease negotiations, and estate planning. Located conveniently in Gaillardia Parkway. Give them a call at 405-635-5578.
You know, we talked so much about, records and career things around here. You know, Andy Bass, very interesting that he is chasing Coach Bogert's record in 3 different categories and within striking distance here from now until the end of this playoffs should Heritage Hall continue winning.
No doubt. It's pretty interesting to follow, too. I mean, you wonder, of course, Brett wants him to break his record, but if I'm Andy Bass and I break that, I'm giving Coach a little grief.
57 career touchdown passes for Andy Bass, which is 4th. He needs 10 to catch his coach. Number 3, Brett Bogert, as the ball is kicked, and it's a great squib kick onside. We had an excellent shot right there by Terrence Johnson to get a hand on that, and a great onside kick. Another wrinkle pulled out by Heritage Hall, and North Rock Creek retains possession of it right there. But a great little play.
Ooh.
We had it, and it was set up nicely.
Oh, my gosh. Quick update from Berry Hill. Berry Hill Verdigris. Berry Hill leads 14-0. 1 minute left to go in the second.
Ball on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. North Rock Creek Cougars trailing by the score of 27-7 in an offensive explosion by Heritage Hall since being down by the score of 7-0. No, excuse me. We trailed in that game. North Rock Creek ran down. We were able to stop and picked it off in the end zone, so we did have the early lead. But yeah, they were definitely, down inside the red zone in their first possession and threatening.
And then, of course, on that second possession, they ran it for a touchdown. They had success early. Not sure if it was adjustments by our defense or if it was them kind of changing what they were doing, bringing in the quarterback, going away from the Wildcat. But whatever it was, Chargers have seemed to right the ship.
North Rock Creek with a timeout right here. How did Heritage Hall get here at 10-0? That's wins over the Millwood Falcons. Clinton, John Marshall, Lone Grove, Pauls Valley, Douglas by the score of 63-0. The Dixon Comets 57-7. Plainview, Sulphur, and then the big win last week by the score of 35-28, with the game-winning touchdown coming with 48 seconds left in the game. 10-0 Heritage Hall. That's what brought us to tonight's first-round contest against the Cougars.
It's been a good season. There's been some close games, close battles, but Chargers have really been tough this year, and that's sometimes what it takes.
Turnover margin on the year +6 for Heritage Hall. The difference in a lot of ball games, especially these close ball games that we've encountered down the stretch, and it looks like the Cougars have gone back to
overloading that left side
to Caleb Hawkins as the running back. He lowers his head right there. Nice spin move. That big body on the spin. He picks up about 9 on the play.
They go back to that Wildcat that they had success running.
We saw so much success in the first possession for North Rock in that. They got away from it a little bit in a couple subsequent possessions, but have gone back to it the last 2.
No doubt, and they're overloading that left side of the line, and just they get aggressive on these play calls.
So this is going to be a 2nd and 1, ball on the 49-yard line. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 27-7.
And here they go on the right side.
Yeah, on the right side, we got Caleb Hawkins back there again. Direct snap to Hawkins. He's just going to try to find his way up the middle, push the defender, and that's going to be good enough for another North Rock Creek first down, tackled on the play by number 52, Jack Harris.
Jack Harris makes tackle.
So first down, Cougars. Ball into Heritage Hall territory at about the 43-yard line.
Charger 43.
You would think that North Rock would go right back to where their success has been so far.
No doubt. It makes you wonder why they departed from it earlier.
Their touchdown on a Caleb Hawkins run right up the middle, pretty much untouched and outrunning the secondary of Heritage Hall for the 7 points or for the 6 points for this Cougar squad. And Cougars going back to it on this drive. No gain on that play. Great stop by the Heritage Hall defensive line. That's going to bring 2nd and 10. Stopped right there by Xavier Freeman.
And if they're going to continue to run this, it's important that we get them behind schedule like here in 2nd and long. If they get to 3rd and short, it's pretty tough to stop them there.
Ball on the 43-yard line. Snap to Hawkins.
Big play there.
There it is, right up the middle, but he is met by some angry Chargers led by number 6, Bladen Vogel, who we talked about back in the lineup, and that's going to be a loss of about 1.5 to 2 on the play. We're going to see what they give us, but that's going to push it back, and a great defensive play right there by Heritage Hall. as the third down bell begins to ring on the Bogert family scoreboard.
Looks like they're going to throw here. Taking a shot downfield, nowhere.
Incomplete. Nothing there. Decision to make here for this Cougar squad, trailing by 20 points with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and it looks like the punt team is out for North Rock Creek. Hey, don't go anywhere at halftime. We have got the Miller Tippins Exceptional Teamwork Play and Authentic Custom Home Student Halftime Show coming up here in a few minutes. So, boy, you don't want to miss that.
There we go.
I don't know if who's on the show tonight.
I know Gray Ferguson and then Price.
Gray Ferguson and Carson Bean.
Yep, there we go.
Do such a great job on our halftime show as the snap is back and the punt is off. Terrence Johnson there to receive it. Receives it in traffic. He's hit by a wealth of Cougars right there, but Heritage Hall is going to take off, looking to add some more points and put some more points on the board going into the half here.
It would be big. I mean, going in up 34-7, and we got to remember Chargers get the ball after the halftime.
So Heritage Hall is going to take over at the 16-yard line. We've seen so many new wrinkles in this Heritage Hall offense tonight, and the Chargers in this second quarter have pretty much had their way moving the ball down the field as Bass drops back. He hits Jordan Harris on the outside. Jordan trying to get back to the middle. They are going to say he was down. He slipped on the play, and he was down his knee was down right there, called down on the play. So no gain, if any at all, maybe a yard there from Bass to Harris.
Getting word from our producer, Price Brown, that we will also have a cheer performance at half. So shout out to Charger Cheer. Make sure and stay tuned in for that.
2nd and 10, ball at the 16-yard line. 5 minutes, clock ticking down before the half. Bass with it, out to Jordan Harris, and he is hit immediately. Nice big hit by number 18, Trey Bray. Trey Bray sniffing that one out, and it looks like Jordan Harris is a little shaken up on the play. The helmet came off on the play, but it looks like he's going to be okay as he makes his way to the Chargers sideline under his own power. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Chargers. 5-yard gain on the play, 4-yard gain on the play. As the Charger offense checks out the play on the wristbands. Looking for a little sustained drive to end the half here.
Going into half with momentum, it's always big.
Barrett Travis joining Andy Bass in the backfield. And with play is called dead, we're going to have a timeout Heritage Hall, something they didn't see, something they didn't like, and so they're going to take a timeout right here to talk about it just a little bit. And with that, Chargers, it's never acceptable to send text messages when operating a motor vehicle. Stay focused at all times. Hey, the message can wait, so don't text and drive. Thanks to our sponsor, Farmers Insurance Agent Brandon Payne, for bringing these important safety messages to our school. Hey, make safe decisions.
Absolutely. And another quick shout out here for Charger Cheer. They won their game day regional last week to qualify for state and will compete tomorrow at 12:10 p.m. at Moore High. If you or your children play Charger sports, these ladies are always on the sideline to cheer them onward. It's your turn to roll out to Moore and get rowdy to help them take state tomorrow. And once again, that cheer squad will also be performing on the field at halftime and also on ChargerVision. Make sure and stay tuned.
We've got a couple of players out tonight for Heritage Hall. We talked about Bladen Vogel making his way back into the lineup after a number of weeks out. Out still tonight, Edward Johnston, contributor Callahan Lowry, Klein Reuter, Ty Waldenville, Jeff Conway, Luke Carter, and Sam Fowler. Boy, it's tough to see Callahan Lowry on that
no
injured
doubt
list again.
No doubt. I mean, it just seems like the hits keep stacking with him, and you got to think he'll bounce back, but it's tough to hear for the guy.
3rd and 5, Heritage Hall. Lining up, ball on the 21-yard line. 4 minutes left here before the half, leading by the score of 27-7. Bass rolling to his left, back to his right, looking for a receiver back across the middle. And that's a great play and great catch right there by Cal Welker, number 12. And that's going to be good enough for a Heritage Hall first down.
It's a nice play there. Way to find the open receiver by Andy, and way to cut back to the middle there by Cal Welker.
Cal Welker just finding an open spot and sitting down right there, and Bass finding him. So ball on the 32-yard line now, 1st and 10, Heritage Hall. Bass drops back, looking for a receiver down the field. He's got Rashad
Oh.
going deep. He hits him in stride
Oh,
without
Jordan.
breaking stride. Forget about it. That's pay dirt. Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
Jordan Harris, he's got speed, man. Woo!
Oh, Andy Bass found Jordan Harris in stride without having to break anything and dropped it right in the breadbasket for another touchdown here in the first half for the Chargers.
And they've really blown it open here in the second quarter, Justin. And I don't know if they're going to be looking back.
And and we used so much on our offense, we were doing misdirection, and that's just drop back, throw it deep, and hey, Jordan, go run past somebody.
Hey, telling your playmakers to go make a play. I mean, sometimes that's the way to go.
Cal Welker lining up for the point after, 33-7. Heritage Hall has exploded here in the second quarter, offensively and also defensive stands, giving up a long run to the Cougars for the 7 points, but after that has given up nothing, and that extra point is good, extending the lead now to the score of 34-7.
That happened fast.
That's impressive. That is impressive as we have a look at it right here. Jordan Harris just getting behind two defenders and doing it what he does best. We talked about him, his second touchdown of the night. You remember in the first quarter he had a scoop and score for the first score of the game.
Hey,
for the second score of the game.
Making plays on both sides of the ball.
Both sides of the ball, Jordan Harris. Boy, Jordan's looking up here. I think he just said, hey, player of the game, and he pointed to himself like a question mark. So he's making his case right now.
No doubt. I mean, he's playing like it for sure.
He is making his case, no doubt about it. Boy, the excitement level is high here in the crowd. 54 degrees. You see Andy Bass right there talking to Coach G. They're just discussing. He said, and I think I read lips. He said, hey, great throw, man.
ChargerVision camera's getting a little close to him there.
He said, great throw. You just keep throwing the ball, Andy. Yeah, we're going to be good.
Good work by our ChargerVision crew down there. Good job, Coulter Gasky.
Unbelievable job by Luke Stillman and the entire ChargerVision crew. Don't have all the names today all there, but we will give them some love whenever we can. And boy, great job, great footage, and always a great time up here in the booth with the ChargerVision crew, especially with the 34-7 lead. That makes it even sweeter at all times. That ball is going to be in the end zone for a touchback. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left to go here before the half.
And it looks like Verdigris is on the board. It is 14-8 Berry Hill at half.
Verdigris trying to fight back in that ball game. Remember, the winner of this game faces the winner of that game. Verdigris came into that contest 5-5. Berry Hill, by the record of 6-3, Berry Hill ranked number 6 in 3A. So good ball game happening out there.
No doubt. And Berry Hill, they're always going to have players. It's a tradition-rich program. They were great when I was around, and I'm sure they're a pretty good ball club this year.
1st and 10, Cougars,
Ooh.
and he's hit.
Oh, Chargers say they have it.
We have a ball on the ground, and we're looking for the official indication. And it looks like they are going to say the ball carrier was down on the play.
It looks like we had a tough angle, Justin, but it looked like it was a big hit.
It was a big hit, and it looked like that ball could potentially be out, and we had 10 Chargers, possibly all 11, saying it was Heritage Hall football, but the officials said not so fast. So that's going to be 2nd and 11, a loss of 1 on the play for the Cougars. 3 minutes left here before the half. The give is to the running back trying to get anything going again up the middle. I couldn't see if that was Hawkins as well. So the Heritage Hall defense looks like Heritage Hall is going to take a timeout right here. Always looking to add more to the scoreboard. And so there's another one, too. Save some of that time.
There it is. Oh, no doubt. They're playing aggressive.
We're looking at a 3rd and 9 right now. That's going to be the last timeout for the Chargers. Ball down deep on the 21-yard line. Plenty of time left at 2:56 left before the half to force a big stop right here, get the punt, get the ball back in your hands, and we've seen how fast we can strike.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, the play calls they're making tonight, I mean, they're quick strikes. That throw from Andy to Jordan Harris, I mean, that was beautiful. Led him perfectly. And then you look at some of the plays we've done horizontally, getting guys in space on the edge, that reverse to Jordan Harris. It's been an interesting one for sure.
Let's see how North Rock Creek got here. It's 5-5 on the year. Wins over Little Axe, losses over Prague, Holdenville, McLeod, Perkins, and Metro Christian. So stout schedule here for this North Rock Creek team. 5-5 on the year as they face a 3rd and 9 right here at Pop Murray. Ball on the 21-yard line. Looking for a receiver outside. Looks like the receiver and the quarterback. That was Memphis Burdine, the intended receiver. Looks like they were just not on the same page.
No, quarterback was a little early and also a little outside. I mean, didn't look like he gave Burdine much of a chance there.
So with the incompletion, that stops the clock once again. So Heritage has plenty of time with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left as North Rock lines up into punt formation right now. Back to receive it, and number 82, Terrence Johnson. Looks like Heritage is going to have great field position here as the ball is fielded at about the 45-yard line. Johnson trying to get to the outside. He's got some running room, cuts back, trying to get outside, and that's a great return down to about the 40-yard line of the Cougars as Heritage Hall trying to add to their 34-7 lead here right before the half.
Great field position for the Chargers, and they've got to like their chances. I mean, they've got a bunch of playbook options here, and I expect them to be aggressive.
Andy Bass, Barrett Travis in the backfield. Carter Knowles on.
1st and 10 Heritage Hall.
Rashad Smith, Jordan Harris.
Cougar 40-yard line.
Playmakers on the field all over the place as Bass in shotgun formation. Snap goes to Bass. He finds Rashad Smith on the outside. Rashad trying to get out of bounds on a nice pickup, and he does after a pickup of about 7 on the play. So nice first down play for the Charger offense.
Tate Samuels got him out of bounds.
Clock at 2 minutes and 34 seconds. This is going to be a 2nd and 3. Ball already down to the 33-yard line of the Cougars. Heritage Hall looking to add to a 34-7 lead right now. The give is to Barrett Travis trying to get outside. He's finding another screen. Breaks a tackle, trying to get through that one. And Barrett Travis with a beautiful run down to the 9-yard line, possibly the 8-yard line here as Heritage Hall is threatening once again 1st and goal.
Barrett Travis just having an unbelievable season this year. I mean, he's a man possessed out there.
We're looking for those real-time stats up here. We don't have them, but we know they're good. The give is to Travis once again, trying to get his 3rd touchdown of the day. He pulls over defender at the goal line, looking for an indication, and there it is. That's pay dirt.
Looks like we got a
touchdown Heritage
flag
Hall.
in the backfield.
We do have some laundry on the field following the great touchdown run by Barrett Travis, but that does not look like it's going to hold up.
Tough break for the Chargers here.
That was a 7-yard touchdown carry by Barrett Travis. It is going to be negated by an offensive holding right here. We're still going to have a 1st and goal for Heritage Hall. 2 minutes left.
1st and goal from the 18.
As the penalty negates the Travis touchdown, I have a feeling we're going to get a little bit of Barrett Travis again.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, we got plenty of time on the clock. I don't see why you don't go back to him.
1st and goal from the 18-yard line. Bass drops back, looking for a receiver, scrambling to his left, trying to get it to Jordan Harris on the outside, and
dangerous throw.
Dangerous pass right there from Bass to Jordan Harris. You saw Bass just trying to buy time.
Yep, and I mean, at some point, he's got so much speed. At some point, I wonder, why don't you just tuck it and run, see how many yards. I mean, he didn't have a ton of room there, but it's just like, playoffs, though. Maybe I might be wrong here. I mean, playoffs, you want to stay healthy.
Jordan Harris with already 2 touchdowns here on the night. Another one of our extreme playmakers here on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So this is going to be a 2nd and goal for the Chargers. Ball on the 18-yard line. Heritage Hall looking to extend their lead here right before the half. Nice rush by the Cougars. Can't get to Bass. Bass finds his receiver, Jordan Harris, once again, and Jordan is tackled just short of the goal line on a very nice 16-yard gain right there on that play.
What a play there. I mean,
he was looking for Jordan Harris once again, and he found him out there. So this is going to be a 3rd and goal. Ball on the 3-yard line, 15-yard gain on that play from Bass to Harris. The give is to Travis going right up the middle.
He got it.
And he is hit, but there's an indication. Hey, there it is. That's pay dirt. Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
There we go. Barrett Travis.
Barrett Travis, 3rd touchdown of the game. Barrett Travis, I think, just looked up here and said, hey, player of the game.
Hey, him and Jordan are going back and forth now.
There's a battle brewing right here as Heritage Hall has just opened it up here in the second quarter, now leading by the score of 40-7, awaiting the point after conversion by Cal Welker. Very impressive offensive showing here by Heritage, and boy, that one is up, and it is good as it typically is with Mr. Welker. And we'll take another look at this play as ChargerVision has it. We'll get back to it. Here we go, right here. And this is just a give to Barrett Travis. We're going to the right. He's hit hard, but not before he crosses the plane right there. And so that is touchdown number 3 for Barrett Travis here in the first half as Heritage Hall extends its lead to 41-7.
Another banner evening for 2.
Hey, don't you dare leave us at halftime. Keep it right here with the ChargerVision Network for the Miller Tippins Exceptional Teamwork Play and the Authentic Custom Home Student Halftime Show. Breaking down an analysis of all things going on in this first half, as well as a lot of things going on the campus here at Heritage Hall. So many great things happening, and probably the best student halftime show you'll see.
No doubt, and as we said earlier, Gray Ferguson and Carson Beam, they do a phenomenal job. Remember, they were doing it last year, too. Just great. Good kids.
Heritage Hall utilizing their timeouts very well on the last North Rock offensive possession, calling timeouts, keeping time on the field, on the clock, in an attempt to get down and put some more points on the board right before the half, and they did exactly that. Heritage Hall leading now by the score of 41-7. We still have 1 minute and 20 seconds left before the half, and boy, if you would have told me that this is how the game would be with, right for the half, I'd say, hey, we've done okay.
No doubt. And, I mean, it's funny. I mean, that start, maybe they just were started a little slow on the first few drives, but they seemed to figure it out. I mean, gave up that one touchdown and haven't looked back.
Ian, we talk week in, week out about we are the king. This coaching staff is the king of adjustments.
No doubt. I mean, those guys go – I mean, I was talking to Coach Adams before the game. We were talking a little bit about the Marlowe game because I unfortunately wasn't able to catch that last week. And he was talking to me about how, they really had a lot of success over the middle, not only running the ball but throwing it too. And they went in and made adjustments in the second half and ended up stopping it. And so, I mean, that's the proof is in the pudding for your point there.
The return for North Rock Creek, they're going to start their seemingly final possession here in the first half. Ball's going to be on the 31-yard line, and Heritage Hall bringing out all the wrinkles and all of the stops here in the first half. Following the first half of the first quarter, where North Rock Creek was really using their big back Caleb Hawkins and taking out some real estate against his defense.
Oh, no doubt. And like you said, I mean, they've seemed to adjust. Chargers have really kind of stopped it up in the run game. There it is again.
There's the give to Hawkins, and he is hitting. And I thought that was a ball on the ground right there, but that was just a Charger flying over the pile. So that is another give, just a 1-yard gain on the play. And you get to, we're going to give him a little bit better. That was a 3-yard gain on the play. So this is going to be a 2nd and 7 ball on the 34-yard line for the Cougars. And you don't get a sense that this Cougars is a quick strike offense.
Oh!
That ball is thrown up, and there is our super prep player of the game. That is Carter Counts, number 22 on the
What a play.
interception.
And Justin, 42 seconds left. If you're Heritage Hall, I mean, it's feasible.
Still plenty of time to come in here and put some more points on the board with the turnover and the takeaway right there by this Heritage Hall defense on the year. That's the 17th takeaway for this defense, plus 6 on the year, 14 interceptions, right there. So
you throw it into double coverage there. I mean, we're going to make you pay.
Well, Heritage Hall has the receivers on the field, 4 wide, Bass dropping back, hitting Rashad Smith coming across the middle. Rashad Smith using the speed and the power and trying to get out there, and that's going to be good enough for a Heritage Hall first down, and Heritage Hall's going now. And you can tell they are not letting anything off the gas pedal because there's never enough points, especially in the first half. You've got to go get them when you can get them.
No doubt, and it does look like we maybe have a flag there just short of the 50-yard line.
There it is once again. Thank you so much, Ian, because I keep getting too excited that I forget I'm watching a football game.
Hey, I don't have a problem with that, man. Nothing wrong with getting excited about the Chargers, man. I'm the same way.
Like we say, we're fans too, you know. So good job catching the flag on the field. That's going to negate the gain. It's going to be a 1st and 15 ball at the 38-yard line. Bass dropping back, looking deep for Jordan Harris again, and he has him in stride. Oh! Great pass by Bass, and Jordan Harris would love to have that one back, and that is just not something we see very often.
No, it's not. And I don't think it's something we need to get used to either. I think he's gonna fix that pretty quick. That's tough.
Jordan had number 3 in his sights right there. So so the pass is incomplete. That's going to bring us 2nd and 15. 26 seconds left. We'll see if Coach Bogert just go ahead and concedes the half, or if we're just going to go ahead and throttle it up at least one more time right here.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if we go ahead and take a shot. I mean, looking like we're spreading the field a little bit here.
3 receivers wide on the field right now. Barrett Travis joined with Andy Bass. Bass looking for Carter Knowles across the middle. Carter Knowles getting spun around, and a great, big, nice, strong run that's going to be good enough for another Heritage Hall first down. Knowles was hit initially about 4 yards short of the sticks, but was able to fight to the first down territory.
Hey, yards after catch, man. That's the key.
18 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Ball on the 46-yard line of the Cougars. Bass dropping back, getting some pressure to his right, looking for Rashad Smith.
Oh,
underthrown.
What a
Smith
catch.
comes back to it. That is ruled a catch, and there we go. Heritage Hall on the move, coming to the field quickly. No timeouts left. 9 seconds on the play. The clock will start after the setting of the ball after the first down. Heritage Hall spikes it, leading by the score of 41-7 with 5 seconds left. We got a 1st and goal on the 10-yard line.
Wow. What a catch. What a way to come back to the ball by Rashad Smith there. And he caught it by a fingernail there.
Rashad coming back to the ball. The defender lost sight of where the ball was. Rashad with a great catch there down at the 10-yard line. So you would think one play left here in the second quarter. 2nd and goal Chargers. No timeouts left. 5 seconds left in the half.
See if they can score it here.
The snap is to Bass. He's looking for Rashad Smith across the counter on the little slant pass, and that is pay dirt. Touchdown, Woo! Heritage Hall.
They blew the door open.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that's taking advantage of a takeaway right there.
No doubt, and that's key. That's how you win. That's how you win big games. That's how you win games down the stretch.
14 points on the board in the last 2.5 minutes of the half. That's quick firing. That is quick strikeability of this offense.
And if you're North Rock Creek, I mean, you just got to look up and go, and you wonder probably what happened. I mean, that's Heritage Hall football for you.
What
Snap
can
your
you
fingers.
do? So many weapons across the field. Rashad Smith right there. You know, we've got Barrett Travis with 3 touchdowns. We have Jordan Harris with 2 touchdowns. We've got now Gerard
Williams.
No, I'm sorry, that was Rashad Smith.
Yes, of course.
With that one. And so, you know, what do you do? And then, of course, you've got Andy Bassett you have to count for who has his own touchdowns.
Exactly.
Who do you cover?
No, I mean, it's kind of a pick your poison type deal.
So there's no time on the clock. The extra point is going to be the final play of the first half. Don't go anywhere. The Miller Tippins exceptional teamwork play and the Authentic Custom Home Student Halftime Show is forthcoming as the point is up, and it is good. It has been an incredible first half of football here for the Charger offense and for the Charger team as a whole. As you see the play, the touchdown right there again to Rashad Smith. 48-7, it's halftime. You are watching Heritage Hall football on the ChargerVision Network.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Dead People Stuff grew out of our love of historic preservation and architectural salvage of building materials.
Whether you're looking for doors, light fixtures, hardware, reclaimed lumber, statues, plants, or home decor, Dead People Stuff is the perfect piece for your next project.
And the Dead People Stuff family is growing.
Come check out our 40,000 square foot compound featuring a brewery, barbecue, tattoo shop, barber shop, and a cat cafe.
We pay you cash to haul off your trash.
Help us save history one piece at a time.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's halftime show. Gray Ferguson here with Carson Beam. We got 48-7 halftime. Carson, what are your thoughts?
It's been a great first half, but I think cheerleaders are going to do a little performance right here. Watch this real quick if you guys want.
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty solid game so far. Started off pretty slow. North Rock Creek running a lot of the same plays, what it seems. Number 22 in the backfield. But other than that, I think Chargers have gotten it under control, I'd say. First couple drives, they had a few big runs, but Chargers are doing a pretty solid job so far.
Yeah, I think that really the thing that's been repetitive is just a slow start out of the gate.
Yeah.
Slow starts kind of the past several weeks, and it just keeps piling up. Chargers obviously come back, make the corrections, and put up a big number to get way ahead. But when you continue to start slow, that has to be addressed at some point.
Yep.
And you can't come out the first 2-3 drives and just lay an egg and turnover and let them score. Let them drive the ball down the field super long and then score, right up the middle real easy. We have to address that somehow because next couple weeks that's not really going to play.
Yeah, I think our offenses look pretty solid tonight. One thing I have seen that I think we'd like to clean up a little bit is just the number of drops. Yeah. Andy Bass has done a phenomenal job, I thought, so far. We had star offensive lineman Charlie Ganiabati go out early with a not very great looking injury. But I think we'll see him in the future weeks. I'm not too terribly worried. But Greg Keller stepped in at the left tackle position. Pretty good well.
Charlie, when he went down, holding the knee, comes to the sideline. Seems pretty optimistic. He went into the locker room a little early. The hard thing with the knee is, sometimes, from personal experience, you could tear it. You'll feel fine in the moment with all the adrenaline. You go to sleep, wake up that next morning, and it's just stiffer than you could imagine. And you gotta go get the MRI, and it's not looking great. But we're gonna be very optimistic for Charlie. He seems to be pretty optimistic. JT and Mallory seem to be pretty optimistic.
For sure.
We'll probably just hold him out because it's not worth the risk tonight with the score we got at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the drops. That was a problem at the beginning of the year. Well, we thought we kind of had that cleaned up, but it's coming back. Part of that could be a little bit of the cold weather. Other than that, it's been pretty clean. Still a lot of penalties. We'd like to get that cleaned up, but that comes with rotating in some of these new guys with what's given. So it's to be expected, and I think they'll come out, clean up for a couple drives the second half, then we're going to see some JV get to work some more.
For sure. I think especially in the playoffs, you got to be a little more careful. We've already had Charlie go down. We don't need anyone else to go down. So I think, come out, play a few drives. We're up 48-7. At this point in the season, playoffs, it's just survive and advance.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you win by 1. It doesn't matter if you win by 50. Right. So I think, I bet we see them a couple more drives, and then I bet we pull Andy first and start pulling guys left and right.
Well, in that first couple series, they already, Walker Nelson rotating there a bit, lead scoring drive down the field. Andy Bass gets a little time at running back. Walker Nelson with a couple plays of his own, gets a trick play on the catch as well. Walker stepped in, did a great job. I think part of that's, maybe limiting some injury risk, and part of that's not giving him everything on film, and also giving a little bit of misdirection because, putting some things on film that you get teams to think to expect, and then you run something completely opposite the next week is just as valuable as hiding somebody. So, that's a great thing the Chargers have been doing. And, I think it also shows Andy's probably going to be the first one out. And,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So far, we're halfway through the game. A lot of the other games are halfway done also.
Yep.
Just a couple score updates. Marlow and Metro Christian. Marlow leads Metro Christian 21-7 at halftime. Marlow is the underdog, but honestly, I don't think they are. We played them a great game last week.
To me, based off what I kind of seen, is that Marlow, our district, I think is the toughest one from top to bottom.
For sure.
You got us, Sulphur, Marlow, all teams that are winning handily in their first halves of their games this week. From the 1 through 3 seeds from the district. You know, and those districts 1 and 4 really didn't impress me all that much. You know, I kind of expected Marley to get the win against Metro, and those teams in District 4 are actually kind of playing a little bit better, Hall and Cash and Hall. So, you know, you never know. That's kind of the thing. In 3A football, it's not like college football where you get common opponents and when you get to the playoffs and stuff like that. You know, it's none of these teams have played against each other because when they're playing in 3A, they're only playing against the teams in their district.
Yep.
And then when they're playing out of conference, it's no 3A teams. So there's hardly any common opponents. There's no teams that have already played against each other. So it's kind of really hard to tell what you're going to get. So it's also, you know, it's good to kind of look at these scores and see, you know, good predictor for the next couple of weeks.
For sure. Well, and I think, you know, biggest competition, the name out there, state finals, Lincoln Christian.
Right.
Up 35-0 on Bristow at half. I mean, no surprise there.
Right.
They're definitely one of the top 2 teams in this 3A class. And, I mean, hoping next week could be a little close with Sulphur, but not for sure.
Yeah, you know, I'd love to see Sulphur give Lincoln a run for their money next week just because Lincoln's the rivals. And,
for sure.
You know, it'd also be a great sign for us. But I just don't think that's really going to be the case. I think this Lincoln Christian team is a very tough team.
Yep.
Very well coached. You know, it's kind of like here, you know, when you have a program like that builds the culture that they have, like just like us, you know, no matter the players get that run through, it's always going to be a competitive program, tough program to beat. So I think, you know, really down the line, I hate to speculate, you know, and, you know, anything like that, but I really do think us and them are the top 2 teams, and they're
for sure.
Know, that's what's going to be the team to beat for us, and we're got circled on our calendar.
Yeah, and Sulphur is dominating also.
Yep.
I think we might go to a couple replays in the future. But right now, our next competition, Berry Hill and Verdigris. Berry Hill up 14-8 on Verdigris.
Yep.
Up 6 at half. I mean, that game could go either ways.
Right. Verdigris, tough team. We played them last year. Kind of really pro-style team. You know, they lost a lot of guys last year. They're a little down this year.
Yeah.
Berry Hill, always a tough team. They play hard. When they played us last year, they're more of an air raid team. Or not last year, a couple years ago, they're more of an air raid team. So kind of like contrasting styles of play. If we see Berry Hill, you know, I don't know if that quarterback's still there or not, but they might try and air it out a little bit more.
For sure.
You know, it's going to be a good matchup next week either week. Definitely a lot closer than this one. You know, it's kind of good to keep an eye on that and see what the Chargers are going to face up against next week.
Yeah. So something this week that we haven't seen much in the past, the trickery. I mean, we've seen a lot of it tonight, and I don't really know why that is, but, I mean, we've seen it on the kick return, Gerard to Jordan.
Yep. Here's the running back at the right. Carter Counts makes the
Big
tackle.
time tackle.
Good tackle from 22 on 22 crime right there. Wildcat snap out right. And Terrence Johnson, one-handed interception. That was a great play and smart play to take the kneel in the end zone. Get the ball out to the 25.
Yep.
Barrett
Here's
Travis
what we're talking about.
Jordan Harris. Jordan makes a few guys miss. Gets up all the way. Bounces out. Makes a few guys miss all the way to the end zone. You know, Jordan continues to just be not all the way to the end zone. My bad. Continues to be a big play threat. Walker Nelson on the pitch to Andy Bass outright. Andy Bass in the running back look, make the team respect that in the weeks going forward. That play also set up another trickery play with the exact same formation on the following drive to Walker Nelson, but got called back by a penalty. It was a great catch by Walker. Here's the fumble for North Rock Creek, and Jordan Harris recovers it and takes it all the way to the house. And, you know, I think we're going to see a little Deion Sanders celebration right here. Yep, he's hit that a couple times. Great to see that. Here's that play I was talking about. Same formation as that previous Andy Ryan play we saw earlier. Great throw to Walker Nelson. You know, Walker got one guy to beat the house, got hit it pretty good, and, you know, it's a great play, but got called back to the lineman downfield. Andy out to the left on the carry.
This was a big play.
You know, gets the 4th down conversion. That was a big play. You know, it's kind of shifted the momentum, got it back in us all the way, and we never really looked back from there. See Rashad Smith taking a stab at quarterback. Little triple option to Barrett Travis, and Barrett Travis has been phenomenal all night.
Yeah.
Takes the ball all the way to the house. Big play right there. Great to see number 2 getting some work and doing great things. Interesting thing for North Rock Creek, they've done some trickery as well.
Yeah.
Little screen pass right there. Another thing to note, they've been doing Wildcat and a designated throwing quarterback. Andy hands the ball off to Barrett Travis again. Another big run for Barrett. He's been running great tonight. Run hard, run fast, and it's been a great thing to see.
Yeah, Barrett has had a phenomenal game tonight. Gives it to him again. Barrett walking into the end zone. I mean, that's one guy that we can rely on. I mean, at Dixon, we've relied on him a lot, and he's had a phenomenal season so far.
Andy Bass scrambles around, finds Cal Welker for the big-time third down conversion. You know, Cal Welker, these past couple weeks, been playing phenomenal. Always seems to be in the right spot in big situations. You know, he's not been given, crazy numbers.
Yep.
But when you need a big play, he seems to always be there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, can't ask for much more than that.
Andy in shotgun takes the pass. Looks downfield.
Phenomenal throw.
Perfect throw to Jordan Harris.
I mean, that was just right on the money. Right in stride, all the way to the house. Jordan continues to be a big play threat, and I think he hit that little Dion celebration again. Give it to Barrett again. Right back in the end zone. Kid's been playing great all night. It's awesome to see.
Couple defensive highlights.
Throws it deep.
Carter counts with the interception. Carter's had a phenomenal night too.
Yeah, he's been playing great on defense. Kind of took a little step back last week. He's been playing great this week. Another thing to see, you got to see Jack Harris off the edge there. There's been pressure all night on their quarterback, making it tough, and that's been a big role in why we've held him so little. Here's what that next drive.
Yep, Carter Knowles. Big play, making sure he gets that first down.
Yep, stops the clock.
Andy Bass.
Hits Rashad Smith up the sideline. Great catch by Rashad.
Yep.
Little out of frame right there. Can't really see it too great. But he came back to that ball little underthrown. Made a phenomenal catch. Clock stops. Spiked the ball. Hits Rashad Smith. Lets him finish it off in the end zone. Great play by 11. You love to see it. You know, one thing I will say, though, got to be a little careful on that spike. You know, on that final drive, you know, we get back with the penalty. Big play by Cardinals gets the first down. Clock stops. Big play to Rashad. We're trying to spike it. We're trying to spike the ball.
Yep.
And, you know, Andy slaps it down with his hands like this. Got to be careful with that. Because if you don't catch that ball and you pat down like this, technically that should be a fumble.
Yep.
And it's half smart because they're not going to call it most of the time.
No.
That's going to save you a couple seconds.
Yeah.
But they do call it in a big game down the road. You know, you're going to get you're going to give up possession, and you can't do that. So I know coaches probably saw that. They're going to call him out on that too. But other than that, that was a phenomenal drive with hardly any time on the clock.
Yep.
That's a great thing to see. You know, we've had a couple of drives like that we needed in the playoffs in the past couple of years, and you know, to have that in our bag of tricks is just amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we scored that second to last touchdown. We scored with 1:13 left on the clock.
Right.
With North Rock Creek getting the ball.
Right.
So, I mean, I would not really thought that we would be able to score again. Carter counts, huge interception. But then, I mean, we had 50 seconds to a minute left, and we went about 65 yards down the field.
Got set back by a little penalty, but, you know, big conversion by Carter Knowles, getting the first down, fighting for some extra yards. Big strike to Rashad Smith and let him finish it off with the slant in the end zone. So it was a great drive. It's a great thing to see. You know, that's a thing they work on practice every week, that little 2-minute drill. And
for sure.
That's something that's going to come in handy down the stretch.
Well, I mean, one thing we saw on that drive was just everyone knew exactly where they were in the field.
Right.
I mean, Carter Knowles on that catch, he was about 2 yards short of the first down mark.
Right.
And then, I mean, he could have gone down.
Right.
Instead, he fought through, got that extra 2 yards, stopped the clock. I mean, everyone knows where they are in the field, and I think that's on the coaches. I mean, they install that in them. I mean, every day, every week.
Yeah.
So.
You know, another thing, we have an advantage that, you know, a lot of teams that don't have. We got 11 coaches down there. They all do a great job. They all take it very seriously and do a great job preparing. You know, if you've seen the scouting reports, every week they're super thick scouting reports. You know, they got those guys at those film lunches, and they have to be able to write down what plays their team runs at every formation.
Yeah.
And if they don't get a play, or they get set a drive or something like that. So, you know, the coaches have a lot of importance, and they get these guys ready, and they force them to be ready every single week. And it shows out here on Friday nights.
Well, I don't think a lot of people know how much time and effort not only the coaches but the boys put into this.
Right.
I mean, they're here Sunday through Friday
Right.
for football.
Yep.
I mean, they come Sunday, got some film, lift. They got film lunch during the week.
Yep.
I mean, it takes 2 lunches away
Yeah.
from the seniors and juniors to go out to lunch. Yeah. But, I mean, they don't complain about it. I mean, they do their stuff, and that's why I feel like we're such a great football team is because, I mean, all the little things that we do.
Yep. I mean, they watch an incredible amount of film, and it's not only about watching that film, but, knowing how to interpret it right. And these coaches do a great job of, getting these guys like this. I know a lot of these guys that, didn't know a lot of stuff about football coming in. And, we go to an OU, OSU game, and they're just pointing out stuff left and right.
Yeah.
These coaches have just an amazing bank of knowledge, and they've imparted it on these kids so well. And these kids, they know the game of football inside and out like the back of their hand. And it's, that matters when you get down the stretch.
For sure.
When you get that last final drive right there, and you get every guy sprinting up to the ball saying spike, spike, spike.
Yep.
Everybody knows the situation.
Yep.
They didn't even have a timeout to talk about that before. They went straight from defense to offense, and they just knew.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty easy one, but there's stuff like that all over the field that goes unnoticed.
For sure.
Because these coaches have these guys so prepared.
For sure. So there's about 4 minutes left. Probably about 3 minutes left till the boys run out. 48-7, up 41. What do you think score will need to get to for us to pull those starters out?
Honestly, I probably think just one more touchdown.
I do too.
And a hold, touchdown and a hold. I don't know who gets ball at half. I wasn't really paying.
I think we get ball.
Okay. Wasn't really paying amazing attention, but if we get ball, score and a hold, and I think some guys might stay in, but you're going to see guys start to rotate. I wouldn't be surprised to see David Griffin and Greg Keller sit out there on the line, get some continued reps, because they're going to have to get some run down this stretch as well with Eddie Johnson being down and potentially Troy going body. But another thing, those guys going down, we gained another guy back this week, Bladen Vogel. What have you seen from him?
I mean, he's had, I thought, a very impactful game so far.
Yeah.
I mean, at the running back spot and especially at that linebacker spot where we're kind of fighting some injuries right now.
Yeah.
Callahan Lowry out this week, Eddie Johnson. So I think, having Bladen back is pivotal because he's got the speed. He might not have the size, but he's got the speed, but he's got the brain out there. Right. I mean, you can every single play you see him. I mean, he's telling other guys what to do, where to be. I mean, he's one of the biggest leaders on this team, and I think having him on the field this week just as a presence has helped our team a lot.
Right, and you want to talk about a guy who has just improved his football IQ astronomically in these last 4 years. Talk about Bladen Vogel, that kid. He knows so much now from just working on it so hard, and because he knows that if he doesn't work on it, it's going to let his team down. That's the last thing he wants to do.
Yep.
He was sick for a while, lost a lot of weight, worked his butt off, put it right back on, and he's out there this week. You can kind of see him. That sickness still has him a little out of shape. In between every drive, he's taking a seat down on the bench, catching his breath. But when he's been out on the field, he's been playing phenomenal, and you'd love to see that from 6.
Well, I think that's probably what coaches expected. I mean, when you're that sick, I mean, they're not going to expect you to come back and be 110%. Right. But, I mean, with Heritage Charles, you don't have to be 110%. Like I said, with Bladen, I mean, just his presence on the field.
Right. He brings a lot of energy to this team, a lot of speed. He flies around like crazy.
I mean, here he comes.
Yep.
He's the first one out there on the 20-yard line, Bladen Vogel. I mean, that's the type of guy he is, and he really great player to have back this week.
Yep, full sprint out of the locker room, leads these guys out in the field, hyping them up, getting ready for stretch lines. Sending a message that I guarantee you probably what's going on is they want to put up a big dominant first drive right here, get a hold, get off the field, let these JV guys get some work, take care of business, and on to the next.
Yeah. So about a minute 20 left in the half. Chargers up 48-7. We will be sending it to commercial break. That'll do it for this week. See y'all next week at the Pop.
The secret to settling your IRS debt in times of inflation and recession is simple. Together we'll show them they won't collect it all in time. So cut us a deal now. Call or visit Travis Watkins Tax today to find out more. What does it cost to settle my IRS debt for good? As always, Travis Watkins Tax offers a low fixed rate and will let you pay it out over time. Call or visit Travis Watkins Tax today to find out more.
Well, we're back. It is second half action. Boy, that was an action-packed first half, Ian.
Dominant first half by the Chargers. You know, a little bit of a slow start. I think North Rock Creek really went after what maybe they saw in film as one of our weaknesses, and they attacked the middle of the field for us. They ran that Wildcat early and really kind of pressed the issue and attacked us in the trenches, and they made plays early. Had word at halftime, we think 22 Caleb Hawkins maybe went down in the first half, which is a big loss for North Rock Creek. They ended up kind of bringing the quarterback back in, and the Chargers really never looked back.
Boy, that explains a lot. We talked about them maybe getting away from an offense that was really working for them early on, so that could explain some of that we didn't see early on. Justin Evans, Ian Self, witnessing, playoff action here at Pop Murray, and we're just so happy to be here. It's been a great first half action, and we talked about it. Heritage Hall just found that gear on offense in the second quarter.
No doubt, and really, you look at guys like Barrett Travis, you look at guys like Jordan Harris. I mean, they were making plays. Hell, even Andy Bass making plays at the tailback position with a toss from Walker Nelson. We really saw it all in the first half.
So many guys contributing for this Heritage Hall team. We're about a minute and 41 seconds away from second half action. You're watching Heritage Hall football right here on the ChargerVision Network.
Miller Tippins is an award-winning commercial construction company specializing in building relationships. Our mission is to improve the lives of the people we serve. Exceptional work requires an exceptional team. No matter the scale of your project, we are committed to delivering excellence from our owner-driven team with over 100 years of combined experience. Let us be your A-team. Miller Tippins, your champions of commercial construction.
And we're back at the Pop campus of Heritage Hall High School. First round playoff action. Your Heritage Hall Chargers 48, the North Rock Creek Cougars 7. Man, it was just an explosion of all kinds of crazy things. Really, we saw so many wrinkles in the Heritage Hall offense in that first half. It was unbelievable.
No doubt, and a memorable moment for me is they came out and ran. They tried to run that reverse pass to Andy Bass. Got a false start called. Kind of wasted the call when you think about it. And they turned around, gave the exact same look, but faked it to the backside with Barrett Travis, who ran it for, what was that, like 30 or 40 yards. I mean, just really good wrinkle from offensive coordinator Brett Bogert. And it'll be interesting to see how Chargers come out in the second half. Maybe get some of the young guys involved here, get some good experience.
Barrett Travis, 3 touchdowns on the day, came into the contest with 701 yards rushing on the year. And I'm going to tell you, this is a kid that's really going to be flirting with 1,000 really fast.
No doubt. And if he's playing like he is tonight, I think he's going to get there.
So we've got, kickoff is just about underway here. It's going to be an exciting second half of football. Heritage Hall really hitting their stride. Looking forward, assuming we can close this one out with the North Rock Creek Cougars, Heritage Hall would be taking on the winner of Berry Hill and Verdigris next week, number 6. Berry Hill, number 6 Verdigris in the state. As you see the bracket right there, Heritage Hall, North Rock Creek, Berry Hill, Verdigris on the top side of the bracket. And so there's an update right there.
Looks like Berry Hill leads 14-8 in the third. That's going to be a tight one, I think.
Good game going on up there. Cassia Hall with a 26-7 lead over Stigler down in the bottom half of the bracket. And then Marlowe still putting it on Metro Christian in the third quarter. And boy, like we talked about, we saw a Marlowe team that came into the Pop last week, and those boys can play.
They're tough. I think they're poised for a playoff run, Justin.
So here we go, third quarter action underway here. Heritage Hall versus the North Rock Creek Cougars. North Rock won the toss in the beginning of the contest, opted to receive the ball. So Heritage Hall to get the first crack on offense coming out here in the second quarter. And that reason
like Carter Counts.
Carter Counts right there, our Super Prep featured player of the game with a nice return out to about the 45-yard line to start second half action.
And from looking at that first team offensive line, it looks like David Griffin's still in there. So I don't think we're going to see Charlie Gagnabaldi back tonight, just based on what we're seeing here to start the second half.
Charlie Gagnabaldi in the second quarter was down on the turf for a little bit, limped off under his own power. We'll see if he returns in the contest right now for the Chargers. So here we go. 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. Like we said, Heritage Hall 48-7. Right now, Andy Bass still in at quarterback. The give is to Barrett Travis going off the right side. Flag on the play leads you to believe we might have a false start right here or an illegal substitution possibly. Hey, you know, I saw him maybe signal illegal substitution. I'm not that good. It's either a false start or an illegal substitution.
Or you are that. It looks like it's on the defense.
It was an illegal substitution on the defense. Oh, was sideline warning. Okay, that's what it was. It was a sideline warning on the defense. I was corrected by Mr. Stillman next door. So,
the verdict.
I was giving myself some props a little early, wasn't I?
Hey, I was ready to give it to you, too,
Thank you. I appreciate that, Ian. Appreciate that. So that's going to be 2nd and 10. Ball on the 45-yard line. The give is to Travis trying to break free, and he is wrangled up. We've got another late flag that comes out as Barrett Travis is wrangled by Memphis Burdine, number 1 for North Rock Creek. We'll see what this indication is here. Another flag on the far sideline, the visitor sideline area. And the officials are talking to the North Rock Creek head coach.
Could be another sideline penalty.
It possibly could from where it was thrown.
This time it'll count if it is.
Now they're talking to Jason Murray, and that looks like that might be exactly what this is going to be as they give an explanation.
Yep, there it is.
Another sideline warning, 2 in a row. So this one's going to cost North Rock Creek a few yards of penalties right here. So not sure what happened on that side, but that was 2 plays in a row with sideline interference.
It's a tough deal for their coach. I couldn't quite see what happened, but certainly wants to avoid those.
So that goes from 2nd and 10.
3rd and 5.
And now it's going to be a 3rd and 5 on the play. The clock is running. Barrett Travis in the backfield still with Andy Bass. Travis readjusting to the other side of Bass. Bass dropping back. Going to look deep for Jordan Harris. He's got him in stride once again. That is pay dirt. Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
Man, he is making play after play tonight, Justin.
Andy Bass, Jordan Harris. That connection tonight has been on time and perfect just about every time.
The chemistry they have, it's really fun to watch.
Andy Bass dropping him in the bucket, dropping him right in the basket. Jordan Harris just running under it and completing the catch. That is Jordan Harris's 3rd touchdown of the night.
And like you said earlier, he's really making a case for that player of the game.
The virtual fireworks are on the video board as Heritage Hall goes north of 50 on the first drive right out of the locker room with that big strike ability. Andy Bass to Jordan Harris once again that we've seen so many times this year. Jordan Harris came in on the year averaging 22.5 yards per reception, 737 yards receiving with 9 touchdowns. So he has added deeply to those numbers today as the kick is good, extending the lead now to 55-7.
Really impressed with Andy Bass's arm tonight. I mean, he's led the receivers. Really not many underthrows from him. He's looking good tonight.
The one underthrow we saw, Ian, was to Rashad Smith, who came back and caught it for a huge gain for the offense.
It ended up, it was a well-covered play. It almost was like a fortunate underthrow when you think about it.
Exactly right. So Heritage Hall comes out of the gate, striking on all cylinders once again. And ladies and gentlemen, shop at Charger Corner for all your latest Charger gear. Hey, did you know all of those profits go directly to classrooms and programs like ChargerVision? Show your Charger pride with great gear and support our students in Richmond. The store is open from 8:15 to 4 o'clock on school days. So follow us at the Hall Charger Corner on Insta to find out about products and specials and order online via the link in their bio. Hey, there's never been a better time to get your Charger Pride on.
And a quick update for our fans also. I mean, usually at home games, I don't see them tonight, but for the regular season, typically there's a Charger Corner store set up in the north end zone over there. So keep that in mind next time you're at Pop Murray Field.
I saw some incredible Charger gear walking around this evening. Some new sweatshirts out, some new hats, some new pullovers.
You got some pretty good gear on right now,
You know
Justin.
what? This is now called vintage.
The Nike gear,
This
yeah.
is now called old vintage Heritage Hall gear. Yeah, I think I got this when my son was maybe a freshman in high school.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It stands the test of time as the kickoff here goes deep. Great job of touchbacks, for our kickers, and we've had that all year long. So North Rock Creek is set to receive the ball on the 20-yard line to start the third quarter for their first possession.
And it looks like Berry Hill has extended that lead against Verdigris. They're up 22-8 in the third quarter. Should they hold on, and should both games stand, Heritage would be playing Berry Hill next week.
So Heritage in a good position right now to potentially extend their life of their season here, leading 55-7. Nothing is inevitable yet, but a great lead and a great momentum. Just a momentum setter right out of the half.
No doubt. Certainly want to start the half strong, and it should be something to build
And
on.
the snap is over the head of the quarterback, who goes to fall on it. Luckily, he's able to recover his own fumble down to the 2-yard line, but that was almost disastrous for Landon Kilo as the snap sailed high over his head. That's going to be a big loss of 16 yards on the play. That's going to bring now a 2nd and 26, ball all the way back to the 4-yard line. So, boy, that could have been a crisis situation for the Cougars right out of the gate.
No doubt. I mean, not a way you want to start the half, and now they're backed up in their own territory, second and forever.
So here we go, Heritage Hall defense right there. We've got Kilo. We're still looking to see if we see number 22, Caleb Hawkins, in the lineup.
Oh, and
here
they gave
in
the
second.
safety.
And there is a safety right there.
They called him down. It looked like
they
he
did
made the
call it
signal
down.
at first.
We fell for the Heritage Hall defensive signal.
The ref made the signal.
And the ref made the signal as well. We missed that one. So that's going to be a loss of another yard on the play. That's going to bring now to 3rd and 27. Ball on the 3-yard line. So looks like North Rock catching another break right there as the North Rock quarterback and tailback now standing midway in the end zone. Precarious position. Another high snap. The give is to the running back trying to get to the outside. That is number 20, Calvin Bray, trying to get out of there, and he just cannot get out of the hold of our super prep player of the game, Carter Counts.
And it looks like a late flag there. It might be on Carter. I couldn't tell. It might have been a face mask, but I did not have a great view of it.
The running back acted as
like
if possibly it was going to be, and yes, that looks like that's going to be the indication, Ian. So a great play by Carter Counts. That's going to give the Cougars a little bit of a breathing room right here on that 3rd and 27. Excuse me. It looks like they called that. Did they just pointed that to the offense? That's an offensive face mask. So this is going to be a 4th and 27.
Wow.
It's not what I saw.
Not what I saw. Hey, you know what? We'll take it.
We'll take it. We'll take it. So this is going to be great field position following the punt for Heritage Hall. Ball on the 3-yard line. This is going to be a 4th and 24. Sorry, ball is now on the 6-yard line. So the North Rock Cougar punter punting from about 8 yards deep in the end zone, seeing if he can get that out. Heritage Hall with nobody deep to recover or to return this punt. Sideways bounce. It checks up right at about the 36-yard line right here. So Heritage Hall is going to have a nice field position with 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Looks like Verdigris is making it closer. They're now down 6. Or Berry Hill. Or yeah, Verdigris. Sorry. Whoa, get mixed up there. Whew. And Kasha still up 26-7 on Stigler in the third, and Marlowe still with the 21-7 lead.
So the Heritage Hall offense set to take over. It looks like it is Walker Nelson, number 18, in the game now for the Chargers. Some different guys getting some playing time in the give. A nice little hole going off the right side. That's Walker Waddell, number 19, and a nice gain there by Waddell.
Looks like coming on for the Chargers, number 88, freshman Porter England.
A lot of guys getting some work. We talk always some of the advantage that you have as these young guys on the Heritage Hall squad is typically you get a lot of playing time during the season.
No doubt, and it's something that really helps these guys later in their careers as well. I mean, a lot of these guys are going to be starring for the team down the line in their career, so it's big.
Nelson with the snap.
Fumble.
The give is to Waddell, and the ball is on the turf, and it looks like Heritage fell on it right there to retain possession. Looks like Waddell had the ball right in his stomach and was unable to hold on to it as he comes out of the game. This is going to be a 3rd and 7, ball on the 41-yard line now. Boston Fuller enters the game, number 1. Split out to the left, along with number 88, Porter England. Nelson keeping it, trying to get around the left side. Looking for a hole, looking for a seam, and he is hit hard by number 4, J.J. McClain.
Nice
right
run.
as he was right at the boundary. Nice run by Walker Nelson. That's going to be just short of the first down. No, excuse me. They said 4th down, but that's going to be good enough for a first down.
They'll give it, and tough run by Walker there. He's not afraid to get in there and take a hit.
Great job, Walker Nelson, taking advantage of opportunity right now. Walker is 5'8", 162-pound senior quarterback, defensive back. We saw him early on in this game when he came in for some of those early wrinkles with Andy Bass.
Yeah, no doubt, and those were great play calls by Brett Bogert.
So here's the give, and that give is to number 30. That is Nash Iser on the carry. Nice little pickup on the play. Some of these Heritage youngsters getting in here, getting their name in the stat books. You always say take advantage of every opportunity that you possibly can. 4-yard gain there for Iser. 2nd and 6. Go ahead.
And a quick shout-out to the guy making his first few starts at safety, Terrence Johnson, now in the game at receiver here on the near side of your screen.
Iser, Walker in the backfield. The give is to Iser once again. And he's thrown down for no gain, maybe a loss on the play. Ian, we talk about the importance of this. We talked about a guy, Gavin Freeman, his freshman year from what he was his senior year. And when he was a young guy and he had an opportunity to come in here. We talk about Barrett Travis. All of these guys, year in, year out, we say, what are we going to do when we lose these guys? And it's always one of these young men that we're seeing right now.
Exactly. I mean, what they're doing right now, and they've been doing it all year when they get up on teams, is they're building competitive depth. I mean, they're getting these guys reps in big game scenarios, and it's big for them for sure.
The give is to Waddell, trying to get to the outside. Waddell back in after the fumble earlier that was recovered by his fellow teammates on offense. No gain on the play. Gain of maybe 1 on the play right there.
Looks like Berryhill extends that lead up 30-16.
That's going to bring us to a 4th and 6 here. 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Heritage Hall is going to go for it right here. You would suspect that they'll just keep the ball on the ground, possibly, or they let the young man air it out a little bit. 4th and 6, ball on the 30-yard line. Walker Nelson rolling to his left with the pump fake, trying to look for space, trying to get somewhere, and he is wrangled down, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for Heritage Hall. Good tackle on the play by the Cougar defense. Didn't get a number on that. A few guys swarming to the football. I heard a little bit today, Billy Ross with Emporia State having a nice season up there. Billy Ross was a 19 graduate, 122 carries this year for Emporia State, 615 yards rushing. So
having himself a year. And
having himself a nice year.
Emporia State's a good little program up there, too, and they really recruit the state of Oklahoma well. I know a few guys from Cassidy have gone there. And Billy, of course, up there making a name for himself. You love to see it.
And the give to the back for the Cougars right up the middle. Ball on the 35-yard line. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 55-7 right now. In a game that early on, highly competitive for the first half of the first quarter. midway, through the first quarter when Heritage Hall finally got on the board, but second quarter was a tale of two teams.
No doubt. I mean, it was the Chargers separating themselves, and that's what good teams do.
So here we are. This is going to be a 2nd and 7 for the Cougar offense, trying to get something going. The give is to number 23. That is Brody Grace. First time we've called his name tonight. Nice little run by Grace, which is going to get him close to the first down. We're looking at about a 3rd and 2, possibly ball here on the 43-yard line.
Third and 2.
Looks like they're going back to that Wildcat just this time with the other back. Looks
Wildcat
like
right here.
Looks like there was 20 Calvin Bray, I think.
And it looks like that is going to be good enough for another Cougar first down. North Rock Creek, 4 minutes left here in the third quarter, playing for a lot of pride. This is a tough position to be in any time you're going to not only have to take on this Heritage Hall program, but when you're going to have to come in here in week 1 of playoffs at the Pop.
No doubt. It's a tall task. I mean, especially traveling on the road. I mean, that first round of the playoffs, having to come play Heritage Hall, that's just a tough draw, and any team knows that.
And, of course, Heritage Hall, a team with pedigree of eight state championships, coming off a state championship, so looking to defend that. And, North Rock Creek, a team that, like we said, has only been playing high school football for 4 years now. It is a tall task, but I'll tell you what, they came in early, Ian, and they kind of brought the fight.
No doubt. And scoreboard aside, that impresses me. I mean, they came in here with a pretty good game plan and attacked us where they probably needed to. Of course, I mean, they had a tough break with injuries, but, I got to give it up to them.
There's number 20 trying to get around the outside, showing some good speed.
Ooh, nice
and
tackle.
Great open field tackle right there that may have been Waddell. Was that number 19 Waddell? No, that was may have been Cal Welker out there. If I'm looking at number 12, was that?
That might have been Ben Showalter, number 42. I thought it was 12, but I think it's 42.
Luke Stillman's telling us who it is, but he's just basically telling us we're wrong. Couldn't tell who it was.
35 or 53. Yeah, I gotcha.
Got it. So we weren't even close. So the fake. That's hit out there to number 12. That's C.J. Stevens. First time we've called his name for North Rock Creek. Porter England. Porter England was the last play. And we're gonna work to get everything correct. And we want to give praise and kudos where praise and kudos is due.
Of course. And it's when those plays are made on the far side of the field, I can't blame us for getting the wrong. I mean, it's tough to see over there.
So please forgive us, Porter and the entire England family. We've got it correct now. This is going to be a 4th and 6, ball on the 50-yard line. 2.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. And it looks like we're going to have a false start here on 4th and 6, so this is going to make it a little bit tougher. We talk about whenever you come to Heritage and you walk through the MAC from the parking lot to get to the field here at the Pop, boy, it's intimidating. You see all the gold balls. You see all the state championship banners. You see kiosks showing the history of success.
Absolutely. I mean, you're seeing pictures of Wes Welker. You're seeing pictures of Sterling Shepard. It's like, okay, here's where we're at. I mean.
So 4th and 11 here for North Rock Creek. Quarterback dropping back. Of course, that is Kilo. Throwing it deep, looking for a receiver, and that is what's it going to be? It's going to be called out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to flag him for that.
Oh, I don't know if they're going to give an unsportsmanlike there. He felt like maybe he was in bounds there on the 4th and 11, but that is ruled incomplete. So that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Really thought we were going to get an unsportsmanlike there. Honestly, with the scoreboard where it is, I got to give it up to the ref. Just keep the game going.
So Heritage Hall is going to take over on the North Rock Creek 45-yard line, 1st and 10, leading by the score of 55-7. A lot of guys getting some good work in. Number 18, obviously, once again on this possession, Walker Nelson in at quarterback. He's joined in the backfield by Walker Waddell and also by Andrick Golden, number 25. And the give right up the middle to Waddell. Nice run on the play. Gain of about 4 or 5 on the play on first down. Think you're going to get a lot of ground and pound from the young players right now. Start seeing some of them on the defensive side of the ball as well coming up.
Yeah, that clock just continues to tick.
You know, Rashad Smith, I was just looking at this. He has touchdown receptions in 9 of 10 games coming into this one. So another touchdown reception tonight for Rashad. So what a year for him. You know, we've got so many guys who could be worthy of player of the game from just big nights from all of these playmakers.
For sure. Rashad is really gifted, and I remember watching him play basketball and then just thinking, wow, imagine that guy on the football field. And I remember Brett telling me the same thing. And you know what? They got him to play, and he's been special.
The give is to Waddell over the right side. Small gain on the play. That's going to bring us to a 3rd and 3. Clock ticking quickly here in the third quarter. We are under a minute with 48 seconds left to go here in the third. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 55-7 following an onslaught of scoring in the second quarter. The give is to Waddell. Going right up the middle. There's going to be no gain on the play, so this is going to be another 4th down try. We'll see. That could potentially be the last play here in the third quarter, and it looks like it is going to be just that. So you're watching Heritage Hall football. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 55-7. Come on back for fourth quarter action right here on the ChargerVision Network.
I'm sure you've heard 2 is better than 1. Well, when it comes to the best new Ram truck deals in Oklahoma, Joe Cooper guarantees it. Get twice the selection, twice the savings, twice the service. We guarantee to beat any deal in a new Ram truck by $500, or we'll give you $10,000. That's why Joe beats the competition 2-1. Who loves you, Oklahoma? Joe Cooper Ram in Shawnee and Yukon.
And we're back right here. Fourth quarter action coming up here from Pop Murray Field on the campus of Heritage Hall High School. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 55-7.
And a quick word from a school promo. A small group of dedicated Charger esports players have combined for a 30-10 regular season record. Rocket League 3-on-3 is undefeated, 7-0 as the top-ranked team in OSSAA play right now, and also ranks in the top 10 nationally. The 2-on-2 tandem of Landon Green and Seb Payne is undefeated and ranked 3rd nationally. The playoff picture is coming into focus as next week is the final week of OSSAA regular season and the makeup week for HSCL Nationals. The Chargers are in great position to bring home some hardware.
All up and down the board success on Heritage Hall Athletics, the esports department doing a great job.
There we go, led by Amy Steelman.
By Steelman himself. So this is going to be a 4th and 2 ball on the 37-yard line. The throw is now out there and caught, and a nice move. And that's, of course, number 88, and that is Porter England. Once again, a nice move. We do have a flag on the play. So let's just take a look and see what the indication is going to be right there. But that was a great play from Walker Nelson out to Porter England, who turned it back in and had some yards after catch right there. Let's see if this is going to hold up at all as the indication comes in. And that's going to be a hold or illegal hands on the Charger offense. So that gain is going to be negated. And that is going to be a spot foul, and that's going to push it all the way back from a 4th and 2 at the 37 up to a 4th and 12 on the 47 now. So Heritage will line up again, go for it once again.
I imagine they might just run it here.
Nelson still at quarterback. Looks back to throw it again. Same play, looking for Porter England out there. The ball is thrown a little wide, and that's going to be another turnover on downs for Heritage Hall. Hey, Heritage Hall would once again like to thank Metro Mark Real Estate for their sponsorship this season. Established in 1978, Metro Mark is a pillar of the Oklahoma real estate community. Visit MetroMarkRealEstate.com to connect with an agent today. Metro Mark Real Estate, helping you buy and sell with confidence. So 11 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in playoff week number 1. Heritage Hall leading by the score of 55-7. Ball on the 47-yard line for the North Rock Creek Cougars, who came into this game with a 5-5 record. Early on,
look at Calvin Bray with the run.
Calvin Bray on the run right there. Caleb Hawkins, who really came in and did a nice piece of running before exiting the game with injury, potentially. And then following that, North Rock Creek was just really succumbed to some Heritage Hall offense in the second quarter that just clicked on all cylinders and put up a lot of points.
Quick update from the Cascia Hall-Stigler game. It looks like Stigler's making that one tight. It is 26-21 Cascia, and Marlowe remains up 28-7 against Metro Christian.
2nd and 5, Cougars.
Oh, quarterback.
The ball
keeper.
is a fake right there to the back. It almost looked like the back expected the ball, and it was pulled out by the quarterback, Kilo. Nice gain on the play. Really close to another first down, but it's going to be short. 3rd and 2, ball on the 45-yard line right here. Heritage Hall, of course, the defending state champion, Heritage Hall Chargers, looking to defend a title, which tough to do. Out of the 8 state titles, have only gone back-to-back twice.
And, you know, to go back-to-back twice, that's quite the achievement, Justin.
Already the achievement. You always have a target on your back, especially when you're this Heritage Hall program already. You know you're going to get everybody's best. And so trying to do that and adding on to try to defend a state championship is just, boy, it's just a huge task.
No doubt. It's a big undertaking for any team, but I think we're up to the task.
10 minutes left to go in this ball game as we are tabulating the votes for our player of the game tonight. We might have a pretty good idea, probably not as clear cut as the last time you and I were in this booth, Ian.
No doubt. It was pretty clear cut. Barrett won it last game.
So we're looking at everything right now as Berry Hill is just extending the lead on Verdigris 37-16. Should both of these games end on these scores, it would be Heritage Hall versus Berry Hill next week right here at the Pop.
Could be a good one.
So that's going to be good enough for a first down, on the prior play for the Cougars. No gain on that one. That's going to be 2nd and 10, ball at the 43-yard line. North Rock Creek out by the Shawnee area playing football in high school. K through 8 up until about 4 years ago. Have found a lot of success on the softball field with their women's softball team. And then also making the playoffs here for the first time.
Looks like first time we've called his name tonight, 13, Harrison Murphy in on the tackle, along with Walker Waddell.
Very nice job by those two young men, getting in on tackles, making the best of every opportunity that they can. As we see Mr. Heritage Hall in the crowd, that is Charlie Ganiabaldi's father. Mr. Ganiabaldi right there, he's got his cape on, his Heritage Hall cape. He's got the lit up tambourine. He's got the pom-poms going. So good to see that Heritage Hall spirit in the stands. As a pass goes out, a nice pass out there on the flats, and that is number 5, Braden Eltson, who we talked about as being one of the impact players there on the reception.
That's a nice play, and one thing I noticed, I think we have moved to a running clock here at Pop Murray Field, as the clock does not stop there on that first down.
So it looks like that is the case right now, and a nice first down play right there by the North Rock Cougars, Braden Eltson. We haven't called his name very much, and so Kilo trying to orchestrate a final drive here, not a final drive, just a drive to get into the end zone. Nice run on the outside by number 20, Calvin Bray, and he's brought down by, it looks like, Waddell. I'm sorry. He was brought down by Harrison Murphy and by Tegan Lawson.
And I think if you're Mark Adams here, I mean, of course, you're up 55-7, but I think you definitely want your young guys to get a stop here and really kind of show some growth.
You know, there's always pride on the line for a defense to keep a team out of the end zone. It doesn't matter if it's 55-7 or if it's nothing, 0-0 score. You don't want that offense to score on you.
No doubt.
So pitch is to the right, coming back to the middle. His nice slam down hard, carrying the ball was number 30, Caden Samuels. Looks like he's brought down by number 30, and that would be Nash Iser. We called Nash Iser's name on the offensive side of the ball, getting a couple nice carries for the Heritage Hall offense. Nice tackle right there by that young man. But it is going to be good enough for a first down for the Cougars. And that's going to be first and goal, ball on the 1 yard line here. We're approaching 6 minutes to go here in this contest. The give once again is to Caden Samuels. The indication is a touchdown, and that's going to be touchdown North Rock. At the 6:31 mark here in the fourth quarter, North Rock Creek scored on their second possession on a long run by Hawkins. You know, that was just right up the middle and really untouched.
Really impressive run and broke some tackles. And, I mean, it's really been all Heritage Hall from that point forward. And if you're North Rock Creek, you got to be glad that your boys are still out there fighting. You know, like we said, they've been in the OSSAA for 2 years, playing high school football for 4.
High snap off the holder's hands, and he just falls on it right here as the extra point is no good. But, yes, to your point, Ian, it's, you know, it was tough sledding against this Heritage Hall defense ever since that point in time. And we made some adjustments, and we did what we needed to, and it's been very difficult moving the ball for this Cougar squad.
No doubt, and a steady dose of Barrett Travis and Jordan Harris on offense, and it's been steady.
ChargerVision would like to thank another great sponsor, 9th Street Parking Lot, for their support. Hey, visit them online at 9thstreetparkinglot.com to schedule your BARK bus pickup from the Heritage Hall campus. Coach Kyle Gillum looks forward to spoiling your pups at the first-class facility in downtown Oklahoma City, 9th Street Parking Lot. It is home of the BARK bus.
And men's basketball practice is underway and being led by returning senior Tad Butler. Head coach Dylan Sullivan and has an inexperienced group for his second season, but they're working outrageously hard day in and day out. Others stepping up include juniors Roman Welch, Gavin Meager, Terrence Brown, Britt Malherbe, and senior Jackson Carter. And there's a few more guys in football that are going to be coming along later on, so I know that'll be a big help. It's always been that way. You know, there's always the football guys that kind of join in later and make a big difference with the squad.
Always a great time in the MAC for some Heritage Hall basketball.
For sure, and your first opportunity to see them, and this was written a while back because they played their first game on November 6th against Bridge Creek. I'm not sure the result on that. Price, do you happen to know? Price, did we broadcast that game, Price?
So 55-13, Heritage Hall with the lead. North Rock Creek coming off a touchdown run by number 30, Caden Samuels. The extra point was no good. Short kick right here. Have to get on that. That is fielded, and a nice little run up the middle. I believe that was Porter England. Once again, I will verify that number. Yes, it was. It was indeed. So Heritage Hall takes over, ball on the 35-yard line. 6 minutes, 23 seconds left in this ball game. Stay tuned afterwards for the Seth Wadley Auto Family Power Promise Player of the Game that we will be announcing momentarily. Whoever that is, will have a nice opportunity to speak with them and visit with them after the game and get their thoughts on this great potential victory that we're looking at.
Absolutely. And, Justin, you know, you always do a great job with those post-game interviews.
Well, thank you, Ian. I appreciate that.
Of course, man.
Thank you very much.
And want to give a quick shout-out to our ChargerVision crew. We've got Adam Alberini, Brody Henderson, Price Brown right here in front of me, the trusty producer, Roger Smith, Coulter Gasky, Amelia Smith, and Abby Ellity.
Great ChargerVision crew led by none other than Luke Stillman, of course. And, you know, this ChargerVision crew, you know, it's not just football. It's not just basketball. They are all over the place. I mean, everything is being covered here on campus. Do such a fantastic job.
No doubt. And I want to say they've even covered some school events as well, which is pretty cool. They do graduation, I know.
You know, speaking of that, we had some signing ceremonies this week, I believe. Carson Beam, who was on our halftime show, signing to play baseball with Eastern Oklahoma State University. Great job there. And then Julius, a nice run right there by Waddell, getting out about 14-yard gain right here on 2nd and 9 up to the 50-yard line. But also Julius at G.K. Charles, calling juice around here, you know, signing to play baseball with Tulane.
Man, that's awesome for him, and I got to say, I'm a little jealous. Living in New Orleans, I mean, don't have too much fun, Juice. Don't have too much fun.
And, you know, I had the the opportunity to watch Juice grow over the last couple of years. He played with my son Brigham, and boy, you saw a kid that really. We talk about a kid coming into his own. There the last couple of years with this Charger baseball squad, that is a kid that has earned everything he has been given right now.
For sure, and last but certainly not least, our very own, who's sitting right to my left here, Roger Smith, signed to play golf with Grinnell College. Big time stuff for Roger.
We're so happy right there for our director tonight, Roger. Great job, and he's looking forward to that. And somebody else that has also earned everything that he is experiencing right now. So great job. Congratulations. To all of our Charger athletes, and year in and year out, we have a lot of people going and playing at the next level, and there's nothing better than getting the alumni reports and seeing what's going on throughout all of the next level guys from Heritage.
And it looks like Metro Christian's cutting into that game with Marlowe. They are now down 2 scores late in the 4th. And now in at quarterback for the Chargers is number 14, Hudson Ferris.
And that is a bad snap, and the ball is on the ground. It is
Maybe
recovered by
there.
Ferris in a scrum right there. That's going to be a big loss of about 13 on the play. Loss of maybe 12 on the play back to the 49 there on first down. Heritage leading by a score of 55-13. So the third quarterback we've seen on the day here for Heritage Hall as the number 25, Andrick Golden, enters the game at running back here for the Chargers. In the backfield with number 14, Ferris. And Ferris is a 6'2", 150-pound sophomore quarterback in right now for the Chargers. Three minutes, 35 seconds. It's ticking fast. 2nd and 22 here for the Charger offense. Letting that HUD clock run down just a little bit, getting it under 10 with every snap, and that is a nice run right there by Nash Iser once again. Now we're talking to him on the offensive side of the ball once again, so that's going to be a 3rd and 18 here for the Chargers.
3rd and 18.
Ball on the 45-yard line. Clock ticks down. As we said, stick around after the game for post-game interviews with our Seth Wadley Auto Family Power Promise Player of the Game, which we will be announcing momentarily. A lot of people, a lot of players are very deserving of the award this year. And there's a break up the middle with a big hole right there, and a nice run by Nash Iser, and a touchdown-saving tackle by the Cougars secondary. But a nice run by Mr. Iser right there.
Little ball of speed.
Came out of there like a rocket. And the ball's down now at 1st and 10. The ball is on the 21-yard line of the Cougars. 1st and 10, 2 minutes, 15 seconds left right here. Heritage Hall 55-13 over the Cougars. Heritage Hall looking to extend their playoff streak, looking to face the winner of the Berry Hill Verdigris game. As the give right there, he is bundled up, dropped for no gain, maybe a loss on the play.
I want to give it up to 2 young guys we just saw on the play there. Looks like 2 brothers, number 21, Jack Whitworth, and number 29, Ben Whitworth. I'm assuming they are related, but I feel like that's safe to assume. Same grade, probably twins.
We'll make that assumption. Good job to see those young men getting in there and getting their name in the stat book. 2nd and 12 right now for the Charger offense. Looking to maybe get one in the end zone with the young guys.
That'd certainly be big for him. I know I was a garbage time guy once upon a time, and you always wanted to get one into the end zone.
Waddell carries it going around the right side, and he is swarmed under by a host of Cougars. Looking at this Heritage Hall squad, 22 freshmen.
Bodes well for the future, Justin.
16 sophomores, 22 freshmen here on this team. Now, we're talking a team that is 10-0, defending state champions, and we've got 22 freshmen out here playing right now. So you're exactly right. That playing time that they've picked up this year, this is our next wave we're seeing playing right now.
And it looks like they're going to knee it down and put a bow on this one.
It's exciting times here at Heritage Hall. 35 seconds left. Play clock down to 7. That's a knee right there, and that's going to probably take us to the end of this ball game, 25-24 and counting. A great dominating victory here for Heritage Hall over the North Rock Creek Cougars in a game that was a kind of a tale of two games following the first quarter. But really, in the second quarter, Heritage Hall just put the foot on the gas and was able to pull away. And that's going to do it for us for regulation. But please stick around while we recap this ball game tonight and we introduce and interview our Seth Wadley Auto Family Power Promise Player of the Game. You are watching Heritage Hall football. Heritage Hall by the final score of 55-13. Let's keep it right here on the ChargerVision Network.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Dead People Stuff grew out of our love of historic preservation and architectural salvage of building materials.
Whether you're looking for doors, light fixtures, hardware, reclaimed lumber, statues, plants, or home decor, Dead People Stuff is the perfect piece for your next project.
And the Dead People Stuff family is growing.
Come check out our 40,000 square foot compound featuring a brewery, barbecue, tattoo shop, barber shop, and a cat cafe. We pay you cash to haul off your trash.
Help us save history one piece at a time.
Do we know how many touchdowns Jordan had?
3 touchdowns.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live back here after a 55-13 Heritage Hall victory over the North Rock Creek Cougars. Big victory for the Chargers tonight. A little bit of a slow start. I think we saw North Rock Creek really attack the middle of the field, the middle of that front seven, and really maybe they saw that as a spot that they could get after tonight after watching us on film. They certainly were successful early. Had an injury to Caleb Hawkins, number 22, kind of midway through the second quarter. And that really was we never looked back from there. I think that really hurt them, and they had to kind of go back to throwing the ball, forcing it down the field, which really isn't a strength of theirs. And that's kind of how it ended up. So we're about to go down and do an interview with our player of the game. Let me get the sponsor right. Our Seth Wadley Auto Family Power Promise Player of the Game, Jordan Harris. He had 3 touchdowns on the night. Really big reverse play early. And then, just Andy Bass hit him deep on a few throws that were just perfect, and he made the plays. Jordan Harris, he's a guy that continues to show up for this ball club. And I think we're going to see a lot of him down the stretch, and I really want to see some more Gerard Williams as well, as we kind of see these teams key on Jordan Harris. I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for 3 as well. Quick moment here. We're going to go to the wide world of sports, give you some updates from the wide world of sports. The Thunder are losing to the Kings by 9 points. And then we have some updates in high school as well. Marlowe with the victory over Metro Christian. Big victory for Marlowe there. And do we have a final for Verdigris Berry Hill? Berry Hill is the victor, and so the Chargers will be facing Berry Hill next week here at Pop Murray Field. Berry Hill won 37-16. We will see them next week. I believe currently that is scheduled for 7:30, but as we all know with playoffs, those usually get switched to 7 once both teams agree. We've got some conversations going on here in the box. As we're waiting for Justin Evans down there to interview our player of the game, Jordan Harris.
Yeah, he's got called to.
Some more sports updates for you. SMU leads North Texas by 3 with about 6 minutes left to go in the half. That's an interesting one. SMU's really looked strong here. Doesn't look like they're going to cover that 20.5-point spread, though. That's tough. Tough for the SMU backers out there. Okay. Going to try and fill some more time here before we go to this post-game interview. Kasha Hall with the victory over Stigler. Since I'm on a Heritage broadcast, I can be biased. I hate to see that. I hate to see a Kasha victory, if we're being honest. Let me go to – we got Scoredle up here. I'm going to just roll through a bunch of updates for you guys. Lincoln Christian with the big victory over Bristow, as one would expect. Holland Hall with a victory over Chakota 38-13. Holland Hall's had some struggles this year as the Chargers go to ring the bell. Perkins Tryon with a big win over Lone Grove. Perkins is another team we might see later. And Sulphur with the big victory over Kingfisher. I would make a comment about Kingfisher, but I'm not going to, in the interest of not causing any controversy over what has been in the news this week. I will leave it at that. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. As we wait here for Justin Evans to get caught up with Jordan Harris. Great night at Pop Murray Field. Can't beat it. Chargers once again poised for a playoff run, going for that 9th state championship. And I am just waiting for my cue to move on down to Justin Evans. Let me read off a quick school promo since we didn't get all those in. Heritage Hall Performing Arts presents the play She Kills Monsters, a modern story about a teenager investigating the adventurous double life of her sister. Funny, sad, and full of onstage combat. It has something for everybody. Check it out in the Howard Theater November tomorrow is what this says. I imagine that means November 11th on Saturday, and I imagine it is on Sunday as well, knowing how Heritage Hall Performing Arts goes. Let's go over some stats here for Chargers beyond, whether they're in the pros or in college. Sterling Shepard, of course, returned from an ACL injury. He's got 4 catches for 26 yards. They play the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday at the prime time at the Fox game of the week at 3:25. Billy Ross, who we talked about, Phil Smitherman, who I believe had an interception last week. I saw that on Instagram. Will Dunn, the junior, 6'3", 300 pounds. Wow. He has really gotten bigger playing defensive tackle there at South Dakota. They play on ESPN Plus Saturday in big rivalry against North Dakota. I want to give a quick shout out to our production crew in here. Roger Smith, the Grinnell commit, as well as our good pal Price Brown, longtime Heritage alum and big friend of the ChargerVision program, and as well as Luke Steelman, our leader. And they continue to take pictures as we wait for the post-game interview. Those moms, man, they really know how to call the shots. You know, as I sit here, and I'm just going to say this to Roger and Price, once again, hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying this, but as I sit here, I wonder about if this team makes a run to the state championship. It is a real shame that we can't call this game on ChargerVision. I really think the NFHS ought to reconsider their policy. I think that's pretty. I think we ought to let these students do the production. I think it'd be cool for them. So, NFHS, reconsider. You know what? If they're not close, let's put the headset on Roger Smith. Ask him a few questions going to commit to Grinnell College. He's going to laugh at my first question. Yeah, Price, go ahead and let us know whenever that interview starts. This might be a short one. So, Roger, first off, congratulations on your commitment. First off, and this is embarrassing, and this is going to be one question. Tell us where Grinnell is located.
Grinnell is located right in the middle of Iowa, right in between Cedar Rapids and Des Moines.
Awesome. We are about to go to this interview, so sorry to cut your interview short. Price, yeah, have them let us know when they're ready. And we are ready for this post-game interview. Justin, straight to you.
Well, Justin Evans down here with the Seth Wadley Power Promise Player of the Game, Jordan Harris. I mean, Jordan, how many times are we going to do this?
As many times as it takes to win a state championship.
If I'm not mistaken, 3 more touchdowns tonight on this field. I think that's a career high for you in a game. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me, what's going on with you this year? I mean, week in and week out, we're seeing so much production out of you, game-changing plays, game-changing ability. Talk to me about, this year and what you've done every week to prepare and to perform like this.
It's all about the preparation. As we say every week, preparation is the key to our success. So it didn't even start in the season. It started in the off season, just putting the work in and having a belief in myself. And the coaches and the players having a belief in me as well to give me the ball. And I love to get the ball and I love to make plays. So whenever the play comes my way, I love to make it.
Does it ever get tired being player of the game?
No, it never gets old.
Does it ever get tired winning?
No, never.
Okay, so we are down round 1 of the playoffs in the books. We've got 3 more to go. So tell me about your preparation. Tell me the team. Tell me where the team's mentality is right now.
Well, we just focus on one game at a time. Obviously, we have our one big goal of winning state, winning the gold ball, and we obviously know what it takes because we did it last year, but it's a whole new team, so we just got to prepare like champions, which we know how to do, and take it one week at a time, and we're just ready. We believe in ourselves, and we know we can do it.
Let's talk about that. Is there any different preparation that you do as being the defending state champion as you do on the state championship run last year?
Well, really, I think the main thing is we really just got to go harder because we got the chip on our shoulder as always, and we got the target on our back as always, especially because we reigning state champs, so we know we're going to get everybody's best shot, so we always just got to prepare very, very hard to come out on top.
Jordan, it is always a pleasure watching you play on this field. I'm with Jordan Harris, the Seth Wadley Power Promise player of the game, and that's going to wrap it up down here on the field, and we'll send it back up to the booth.
All righty. Thanks again, Justin, and congratulations to Jordan, the player of the game. 3 touchdowns, huge game. We expect a lot out of him down the stretch. And that will wrap this one up. The Chargers with another big victory over the North Rock Creek Cougars, 55-13 here at Pop Murray Field. Next week, it's on to Berry Hill, the Berry Hill Chiefs. They're coming here to Pop Murray Field next week. We will see you then. For Justin Evans, I'm Ian Self. This is ChargerVision Network.